This is Connally Cadet football on 365 Rogue Sports and 107.9 The Bull. We do apologize for the delayed start to this game. We are at Cadet Field, and the Connally Cadets lead it 7-0 with 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter of play, and they have the ball on their own 25-yard line, and it is third and about 6. I'm Tanner Carlson. This is Datron Brown, and we are trying to catch you up on all things. C.J. Evans, earlier on the second drive of the game for the Connally Cadets, had about a 5-yard touchdown score, and on a screen pass, extra point was good. Jam Vincent just blocked an extra point, or no, not an extra point, just blocked a field goal attempt, and is what has the Connally Cadets the ball currently right now. There was some motion pre-snap. It'll be a false start against the Connally Cadets, and that'll back them up 5 yards on this 3rd and 6, so setting up for a 3rd and 11 coming up. Datron Brown introduced you into the broadcast. D, what have you seen so far within the first 6-7 minutes of this game?
What I'm seeing is exactly what I expected. The China Spring Cougars football team is looking to run the ball. They're a run-heavy team. They run the ball. They average about 240 yards a game, just on average, but they throw the ball about 100 yards a game. Whereas you got the Connally Cadet team that likes to throw the ball a little bit more. They ran the ball pretty good, but Connally stiffened up when they got down inside the red zone and was able to turn them back. Right now, Connally had the ball, and they had a couple penalties that kind of stuffed them up a little bit, so now they're going to be able to turn the ball back over to the China Spring Cougars.
So China Spring coming in at 1 and 4, Connally at 2 and 3, both coming off of a bye week going into the district opener. This is the district opener in Class 4A District 12, and Connally won this meeting a season ago. Gets the punt off cleanly, but barely. Takes a Connally bounce inside the 30. I see what Idris Lee tried to do there. The ball was about to get stopped around the 30-yard line, kicked it another 10 yards, and then decided to pick it up with the referee. Smarter than that. He's probably seen that trick. Oldest trick in the book there on the punt recovery team. But they'll down it at about the 28-yard line.
It was rolling. It was rolling.
Yeah, I didn't kick it. I swear. It got an extra 10-yard boost from me. But I appreciate the effort in trying. Good punt there from Martinez-Tellez, and it'll set up 1st and 10 for the China Spring Cougars, who are trying to tie this thing up in the first opening quarter of play. We've seen them go heavy run play up to this point, and they're going to start this drive off the same way with a heavy run to Krishan Gregory. And Gregory good for maybe 6 on the opening carry of this drive. Gregory
is their bell cow. This young man averages about 100 to 115 yards a game. This young man, if he gets the ball, he's running, and he's running hard. We've seen him early in this game. He's strong. He's a strong runner, but he's quick also. So the Cadets, that's kind of been their Achilles heel this year, so they're going to have to be ready for the run game tonight.
Yeah, we also saw an injury to Adrian Hernandez earlier in the first quarter, and he has been out now. A reverse play, and it is an end around to Jacoby Bledsoe. And Bledsoe with room to run at the 40. Jacoby Bledsoe down finally at the 30. They're going to mark it at the 34-yard line. And a huge run there on a little trickeration on a reverse run to the wide receiver.
Jacoby Bledsoe is the wide receiver that the Connally Cadets have to kind of keep their eyes on. By using him in that way, they were able to kind of get Connolly's eyes off of him, and he got it on the reverse, and there was nothing they could do about it.
Yeah, Darian Scott really bit on the fake. He was really heavy towards stopping the quarterback on that end around, and then once the quarterback pitched it out to Bledsoe, Bledsoe had really open field for about 30 yards before anybody caught up to him.
The one thing you can't do on the defense is give up the edge, and they did that because the ball went into Krishan's hands, and then they just kind of crushed in thinking he had the ball. When he pitched it out to Jacoby, he was wide open on the edges.
Official timeout. They're trying to work on the guardian cap of Daniel Hancock. First time we've seen any of the Connally Cadets sport the guardian cap, but Daniel Hancock wearing it tonight to avoid any concussion issues. He's had issues with it in the past, so trying to take all the precautions he can. Second down, 7 to go. Pass play down the seam, and it is caught one-handed. What a grab by Krishawn Gregory. Touchdown, China Spring. There is a late flag. Another flag pops out, and it might be excessive celebration in the end zone from Krishawn Gregory, but what a one-handed snag between two defenders for China Spring.
When you're expecting a team to run at you all night long and then they pop a play action like that, that was the perfect play call. I think Connally probably should have expected it, but wow, how do you expect a player to make a play like that? That was something that just probably couldn't have been stopped. I mean, the ball was put in the perfect spot, and Krishawn Gregory just reached out with one hand and pulled it in. It was nice. I think you're probably looking for excessive celebration on that play.
And that'll be assessed on the ensuing kickoff. For now, it'll be the extra point from Joseph Dickerson, who has had a field goal blocked from Jam Vincent earlier in this first quarter. And Dickerson will try to tie this game up at the 2-minute and 41-second mark. End around, and Jam nearly got there again on the extra point, but that extra point is good, and China Spring ties this game up. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
With 2:41 remaining in the first quarter, the score is now Connally 7, China Spring 7.
You are listening to Connally Cadet Football on Sikkim 365 Rogue Sports Network 107.9 The Bull. China Spring just ties this thing up 7 apiece in the opening quarter, about 2 minutes, 41 seconds remaining in it. And it'll be the Connally Cadets trying to answer. A couple big plays for the China Spring offense. Something this Connally defense has struggled to do all year, stopping the run.
They have, and I knew coming into this game that China Spring was run heavy, and they were moving the ball pretty successfully early in this first quarter. But that little play action just totally took Connally by surprise. Knowing that you're weak, a little bit weak on the run will drag you in, and that was a perfect play call. I don't think Connally will fall for that again, but that was just enough to tie this game up.
And the kickoff will be had at the 25-yard line. That was pushed back an extra 10 yards. And so for the excessive celebration in the end zone from Krishawn Gregory, after that was a highlight reel catch.
It really was. This should give Connally good field, position, and they should be able to move the ball pretty good down the field. They hadn't really been, stalemated much.
Recovering it at the 25, trying to get whatever he can. C.J. Evans, good coverage from China Spring, and they'll down him at about the 37-yard line, and that'll be where the Connally Cadet offense will take over. Now, we did see in a previous possession as well, yes, Caden Kaufman starting at quarterback. However, we have seen a little bit more of a mixture with Jam Vincent taking snaps at quarterback and running a little bit of a spread option look.
Well, that's something you can do with this Connally offense because, Jam Vincent was your starting quarterback all last season. So you can do things like that. You can mix it up and keep the defense on its heels. And you can also, that Caden Kaufman can catch a ball because he's got a touchdown pass this season already.
And now you've got a quick forward pass to Jam Vincent, who is lined up almost at running back. He was kind of offset maybe a step or two in front of Kaufman out to his right, and then came on a quick pre-snap motion, snap it, and flip it up to him. And Jam Vincent gets about 6 yards on the what will be credited as a reception and a pass and catch.
That's the one thing you can do. You can put him in at H-back, you can put him in at running back, you can put him in at quarterback. Jam Vincent can do it all.
And now we've got a screen pass up front. Top of the field there was Daniel Hancock lead blocking, but it's going to be a quarterback keeper instead to Caden Kaufman. He goes up the middle, and he gets about 3 more yards. It sets up 3rd and 1.
Third and one's where you want to be. Third and one's where you want to be. You've got that good running back in Braden Ford. You've got good solid linemen up front. You just want to go ahead and get this first down. And even if you don't right here, I say you're in 4-down territory.
All right, 3rd and 1. It is Caden Kaufman. And Kaufman, a deep pass down the sideline, and it is tipped out of bounds. And it'll be Jacob Lessman on the coverage. Now, 4th and 1, you're on your own side of the field, but I think this is go-for-it territory.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely 4-down territory
now,
right
Bryson
here.
Sparkman coming off as your starting center, and he is hobbling off the field, and now you're going to replace him with, I believe that is number 60, Leo White. 4th and 1. Handoff to Braden Ford. He is stopped in the backfield. And it'll be a turnover on downs, no doubt about it. Lost about 1.5 yards on that 4th and 1 conversion attempt. And China Springs sets up in favorable territory at the Connally 45-yard line.
You were in 4-down territory. I feel like on that last play, instead of throwing that long fade, you hand the ball off to Braden Ford or one of your running backs. You try to pick up a few yards, and then instead of 4th and 1, maybe you got 4th and inches. They go for it all right there, and then they come back and come up short on the next play.
All right, so it's going to now be Cougar ball inside Connally territory with 1:50 remaining in this opening quarter, trying to take the lead. Scrambling around, it's Knapp, moving around and maybe gets 1 yard after a couple of evasions from would-be defenders, and goes out of bounds for, they're going to count it no gain, 2nd and 10 coming up.
The Cougars need to understand if they want to run the ball, they need to run right at the Connally defense. Connally defense has been a little bit weak there, but if you kind of go side to side, this Connally defense is going to be able to keep you within.
And looking at the numbers from this season, these two teams matching up very well against one another. Should be a very close game, should be a competitive game. A direct snap to Gregory, and Gregory is yanked down, and that is going to be Adrian Hernandez back out onto the field. He's still hobbly, but still made the tackle nonetheless. That's a tough play from a tough player.
Hernandez is playing tough tonight. That young man did hobble off early, but it looks like whatever his situation was, he figured it out, and he's ready to go.
He has that right calf taped up, and that's the foot that or leg he's kind of gingerly walking on or comes up hobbly on. So obviously still giving him some issues, but he's going to try to fight through it here tonight. 3rd and 10. Knapp back to pass. Knapp delivers a strike, and it is nearly picked off from Jam Vincent, and it is incomplete. 4th and 10 now. No yardage gained on this series for China Spring. Do they bring out the punt team? It looks like that's exactly what they're going to do.
Jam Vincent played that perfectly. He was right there before the receiver was even there. It was almost like he broke on the ball before the receiver did. That's what you need when they're trying to throw the ball. Not sure why China Spring's trying to throw the ball, because they've run the ball pretty successfully this first quarter.
Yeah, they had a couple of, and a snap goes through the hands of Knapp, and who is the punter, and it is blocked, and now going to be recovered by China Spring. And China Spring is going to get a new set of downs.
Blocked by number 15, Elijah Amos for the Cadets.
No way.
41 by number 46, Cash Flores of the Cougars.
China Spring recovering the block punt will give China Spring a new set of downs, I believe. And so the defense for the Connally Cadets is going to stay out there, and China Spring's going to get another crack at it. Unbelievable turn of events.
Never seen that happen before.
You get a bad snap. It goes through the hands of the punter. The punter gets his punt blocked, and the coverage team, who has 3 guys around the ball, doesn't get to it, and it's recovered by China Spring, and they get the ball.
I've never seen that happen before in a football game, ever. Never. Never seen that happen before.
It's so rare you see a block punt and it's recovered by the punt team.
By the punt team.
It's very rare that happens. And so 1st and 10.
Officials are I guess maybe they're looking at the spot.
I'm Not 100% sure what the stoppage would be about. But there is less than a minute to play in this first quarter. 50 seconds on the clock. Tied ball game 7 apiece between these two squads. And you got China Spring wearing their Carolina blue helmets with the white jerseys, Carolina blue numerals and lettering, and the blue pants to go along with it. And Connally's got the white lids with the dark blue, Connally blue jerseys with the white pants and the stripes down the side. And now it looks like Connally's defense is going to come off the field, and the Connally offense is going to come onto the field.
They made a change.
And they've changed the ruling of China Spring gaining an extra possession. And I believe they're going to decide if it is Connally ball or China Spring ball. They're now having a conversation with Coach Tyler Beatty.
Yeah, you've got to explain that to the coach. I would like an explanation up here, actually, how that happens. I mean, they punt the ball. It gets blocked. It goes back.
You know,
the other team touched it, so you get it. So should it be your ball?
We have seen a lot of questionable officiating throughout this season.
Questionable?
It's the most professional way I can put it. And it is now going to be 1st and 10, Connally Cadet ball. So a fortunate turn of events for the Connally Cadets. And now they're having to explain it to Garrick. I don't think Garrick really cares about an explanation.
Give me the ball.
He said, give me the ball.
We got the ball. Maybe we can get a halftime interview with Garrick and ask him.
I doubt he'll give us the time. He's typically in the first one in that locker room.
Well, we got Judson down on the sideline. Maybe Judson can ask, the question on his way in. Or is his name Jefferson?
I don't know who you're talking about. That's your imaginary friend.
No, our sideline reporter.
Yeah, I don't think we have the budget for a sideline reporter. 1st and 10. And now Connally's going to get the ball. They're moving the ball up, and Coach Beatty is having a meltdown.
Upset.
I would be too. I mean, this is just poorly done, poorly controlled by the officials.
Exactly.
Now, if he would have called it Connally ball in the first place, and this is where they marked it, Coach Beatty wouldn't be having this much of an issue. It's the back and forth.
Yes,
that's what's frustrating him.
We had this similar situation when they were down in Grandview, where they moved the ball 17 times up and back and up and back. They weren't sure who got it. I mean, I get it. I know these guys are, volunteering their time. They're not volunteering. They get paid for it. But still, you kind of have to know the basics. And this is something that, even if it's wrong, make the call and stick with it.
I might have to write a letter to UIL.
Oh, no, not UIL.
Yeah, who hires these guys. And just say, hey, look, what's the training regimen look like? What are the hours trained? Because it has been all season long, and it's been all-time bad.
High school diploma? Come on, Tim.
At very least a GED, but surely you have some sort of training season for these guys.
But, there are things that happen now that haven't happened before, and maybe this has never happened before.
Oh, it's happened before.
We're experiencing this.
It's not the first time this has ever happened.
I mean,
it's in the rule book somewhere. All right, Connally Cadet football. Caden Kaufman at quarterback. Ball is set at the 46-yard line, and it's going to be a run to Braden Ford to the outside. Braden Ford running, getting yards. Braden Ford, and a flag on the play, but close to a first down, about a 10-yard carry from the running back. But there will be a flag, and it'll be holding against Connally, and that run will be coming back. Now, if it's the spot of the foul, it may not necessarily set them back to 1st and 20, but it'll be around 1st and probably 15 or so.
Well, Ford took the ball. I don't know why the holding was even necessary, because he came to the wide side of the field, and he had plenty of room. All you got to do is get in his way.
I think Jam got called for it at wide receiver, which is so frustrating when your wide receiver is holding. It's like, dude, I'd rather you just not block. I can run over a corner.
But, as a wide receiver, you want to be known as a wide receiver who does block.
Right.
You know.
But I don't want you to hold.
Exactly.
First,
well, that's just it. Wide receivers don't know how to block.
Yeah. It is 1st and 14 now. So spot of the foul, pushing back 10 yards. And it'll be Caden Kaufman back to pass. And now he's going to step up in the pocket, and he is going to get hit, but he's going to gain back the penalty yardage and be down at the original line of scrimmage. And it'll set up 2nd and 10.
Had a chance to kind of peek in at some of the Connally Cadet practice this week, and I noticed that they did have a bundle of plays in there where Kaufman ran the ball a little bit more. He's a tough kid. He's shown that. I mean, he's taken some blows even when he wasn't running, when he was trying to throw the ball. And
they are going to flip sides of the field. They're going to take about a 15-yard walk to the other side of the 50-yard line at the end of the first quarter. And all tied after 1 quarter of play going into the second quarter, 7 apiece for China Spring and the Connally Cadets. We'll be right back. Start of the second quarter now, and it is 2nd down and 11 from the 47-yard line. Caden Kaufman back to pass. Kaufman down the sideline, and it's underthrown, and it'll be incomplete. Defended well from the corner, Jacoby Bledsoe, and it'll be 3rd down coming up. If that ball thrown in stride to Jam Vincent, he's walking into the end zone.
True. He had Vincent if he throws it a little bit further, but he had Nobles wide open on the seam. Nobles just broke through because he's got Linville down here beneath him. He had Nobles wide open in the end zone as well.
Go back to the well, see if he's open again on this 3rd down and 11. Back to pass. Caden Kaufman pressured up the middle. He's going to have to try to run for it. He does not get it. He's going to be tackled about 7 yards short of the 1st down yard to gain.
36-yard line.
It'll set up 4th, and they're going to actually mark it 4th and 6.
Eli Anderson.
And going for it yet again, have to go for it in this situation. 4th and 6.
That's no man's land. You got to go for it right here.
It'll be Kaufman back to pass. He's got time, and he goes sideline, and he completes it. And that is to Chris Nobles, who you had mentioned earlier was open on a seam route. Finds him this time from the slot near the sideline, and it'll set up a new set of downs. Big 4th down conversion to keep the chains moving.
Benefits Nobles to be on the same side as Linville because, you know, they're looking at Linville. He's the best one-on-one receiver you got out here on this Connally Cadet offense.
It's 4 wide receiver set. Blitz picked up by Braden Ford. And a pass incomplete into 2 defenders, but really that ball thrown to where nobody was going to get it. So
that ball got tipped a little bit there. The China Springs has got number 77. His name is Dylan McAdams. He's one of the best O-line, D-line players, and he got his hands up on that one a little bit. You know, they teach these offensive and defensive linemen or defensive linemen, if you can't get to the quarterback, throw your hands up.
Yep.
And you can see that ball just kind of take a different trajectory when it left his hand.
Braden Ford doing a good job picking up the pressure from the running back position. And now it's going to be a design quarterback run for Caden Kaufman on 2nd and 10. It gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to give him a yard gained there, and they'll set up 3rd and 9.
They got, I was telling you earlier in the broadcast, they got a package in there for Kaufman, but I don't know. That play right there, they might want to just tear that one up.
C.J. Evans looks to have some space there in the slot. If you can hurry up and get it to him. Hard snap count from Kaufman. We'll go back to the sideline to get the audible and the call from the
Play clock's
coaches.
down to 4.
He's got 3 seconds.
2.
Gets the play off. It's Kaufman back to pass. Kaufman finds a man over the middle, and it looks like there was a little bit of confusion between C.J. Evans and Katie Linville, and it was an incomplete pass in between the 2 wide receivers where they both stopped their route.
They both stopped because they came in as, I think if I'm looking at the play the way it was designed, it looked like C.J. Evans probably should have gone a little bit more of a higher post because KD came on a flatter post.
Yeah.
If he goes just a little bit further up the seam, he's wide open in the end zone.
Seen a couple
He broke it off just a little too soon.
miscommunicated on the between quarterback and wide receiver. Interception thrown on the opening possession of the game from Caden Kaufman trying to go to C.J. Evans. Caden Kaufman scrambling. Kaufman is going to get hit on 4th down and go out of bounds, and that'll be another turnover on downs for the Connally Cadets. Unable to convert this 4th down, much like they did earlier in this same series. It'll be China Spring ball. Under 10 minutes to play in the second quarter. No score change. It's still a tied ball game at 7 apiece. And now it's going to be Jackson Knapp leading the Cougars back out onto the field.
I like the fact that the Cadets stayed on the field with 4th down. You don't want to punish it. You don't want to go for 3. Right there, you got to get the 1st down. If they can work the bugs out of that passing game, it's there. They're missing open receivers. So once they get that figured out and get things kind of back to normal, I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, Kaufman's been a little off on his throws, and I don't know if it's his footwork or the mechanics of his throws, but we've seen him be more accurate in this season than he has been here tonight. An early struggle for the senior quarterback, and then an end-around run to start this drive off where the Cougars goes out of bounds to Gregory, and he picked up about 4 yards, so 2nd and 6 coming right up.
China Springs has been using a lot of Wildcat tonight. They've had that was actually Ryan Hale at quarterback. They've been I think they're trying to establish that running game, but they're trying to keep the Connally Cadet defense off balance.
Jackson Knapp now back at quarterback. He's got Gregory in the backfield, and he's got 3 wide receivers out wide with the tight end off the left tackle. Under 10 seconds on the play clock. Finally snapped by Knapp. Knapp has a man deep down the field. It falls incomplete just on the outstretched hands of the intended receiver, Jacoby Bledsoe.
Man, he had Bledsoe wide open.
He had 2 or 3 steps on Katie Linville.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. If that ball is put where it's supposed to be, that's 6 points. Conley's and Conley, I mean, China Spring is doing exactly what you would expect him to do. They know Conley is beefing up for the run, and they're known for the run, and they're popping out these play actions, and it's wide open every time.
Nat back to pass. He finds a man out in the flats, but it falls incomplete. Gregory was the intended receiver there, and that's going to bring up 4th and 6 at the Connally, or not at the Connally, at the China Spring 26-yard line. And looks like Daniel Hancock, his helmet was removed, and so now he's got to go off for at least one play, and he'll come off, and the punt teams will come on.
But the safety cap thing stayed on, and that's important. You know, he's got that safety cap thing on
the guardian cap.
Yeah, now we got to keep the chin strap on. That young man right there loves football, though.
Jackson Knapp, he is the punter as well, and he gets this one off. It bounces at the 40-yard line, takes a Connally Cadet bounce, and then a Cougar roll. And it rolls back about 2 yards after it bounced forward about 5, and then they'll down it at the at the 37-yard line.
A little football education. It's good to have your quarterback as your punter because then you have options.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. He goes back there. Is he going to punt it? Is he going to throw it? Is he going to do the little rugby punt? You never know. I had one of those in my family. I had a son who was a quarterback. He was also a punter, and the teams never really know what to expect.
Yeah.
So, you know, China Springs is taking on something that a lot of teams don't realize. If you got a quarterback that can kick, put him back there.
Yep. Ask Danny White for the Dallas Cowboys back in the 80s. He was also the punter.
Oh, yeah.
1st and 10. Kaufman back to pass, and it is intercepted again from the safety. That's Ryan Hale, and Hale gets the turnover. The second interception thrown from Caden Kaufman here in the first half of play, and it looked like Katie Linville stopped his route. We've seen it we've seen it 3 or 4 times tonight.
Yeah, I'm not understanding it. It's almost like they've changed some of the route structures, and the depths of the routes are getting confused. Somebody's got to go deep. Somebody's got to go mid, and they're crossing, and it's causing problems.
It's the stop of the route. Whenever the ball is thrown, the wide receivers are just stopping their routes. Now, there's got to be some sort of miscommunication between play call, wide receiver, and quarterback. Somewhere along the line, something's not connecting, and it's 1st and 10, Gregory right up the middle. And I think if you're the Connally Cadets, offensively, they've abandoned the running game for whatever reason. I would stop the passing game and just hand the ball off to Ford for a little bit and let your offense at least have a chance to get in some sort of rhythm.
I agree with that totally, because Braden Ford, he's showing that he's ready to go. And you also have Vashawn Vincent, who's ready to go as well. So, give him the ball and see if this China Spring defense can stop you.
6-yard carry on the opening play following the interception, and now another run up the middle to Gregory, and Gregory has a first down, good for about another 6 yards, and that'll be a 1st and 10 for the Cougars, now deep inside of Connally Cadet territory, inside the 30-yard line.
And here's where the Cadets usually get sucked in. They'll run the ball, because they know that they've been run deficient. They know that. So right here, you got to watch out for the play action and something popping open in the middle or on the edges.
First down and a power option to Gregory. Gregory making guys miss. He takes a big hit, but not before he gets about 15 yards. And a first down inside the red zone now of the Connally Cadets. And the Cougars knocking on the door, trying to take their first lead of this game from the 11-yard line.
Had it not been for Vashawn Richardson, they would have taken their big lead, first lead of the game. Vashawn Richardson was there to stop that play, but I'm just saying, Connally Cadets, they got it right here. You don't know what's coming.
You got Jackson Knapp at wide receiver. And at quarterback, you've got Ryan Hale, who had the interception on defense, and now he's handing it off. He's going to keep it, and he gets maybe a yard on the play. And here's my thing.
That's a great stop by Camden Durant.
If you don't see number 6 at quarterback, send all 11 guys.
Exactly.
Send them all.
Exactly.
I would rather get beat by sending the house on a Wildcat, because
that's why I never knew how Wildcat worked.
I'd say about 99% of the
time,
they
don't throw it.
They're not going to throw the ball.
Yeah. Just run towards the middle. Just go to the quarterback.
Just send the house. 2nd down, 9 to go from the 10-yard line. And it is Knapp going to option and pitch it out to Gregory. Gregory spins out of a tackle, and he is finally dropped just shy of the yard to gain. Now, they can get a first down here. It is 3rd and about 3. And if they get those 3 yards, they get a new set of downs inside the 2-yard line. And that'll set up a goal-to-go situation for the Cougars if they don't get it in here.
That was a good stop by Daniel Hancock right there. He just fought off 2 or 3 blockers right there and held his ground and was able to keep him out of the end zone. But they've got to stop him here. And actually on 4th down as well.
Heavy set. They've got 2 fullbacks in front of the heavy running back, Hale. And Hale drops it. It's a fumble, and it is going to be a rugby scrum at the bottom of this pile to see who is going to gain possession. It looks like Cougars have recovered, and they jump on it. It'll set up 4th down.
This is a big play right here. This is a big play. This is going to turn – even if they stop him here, it's still a big play of the game, because you've got to get the ball and you've got to go down the field. But right here, you've got to stop him, keep him out of the end zone.
And if you're the Cougars here, you don't dare kick a field goal. You've already had 1 block. The extra point that you did kick was nearly blocked. And now a heavy set. Same play, 2 fullbacks. Hand off to Hale, and Hale's met in the backfield. It's a stop. Vashawn Richardson from the safety position comes around the edge and gets the stop in the backfield. What a play.
That's what you need to get your defense going. That's what you need to get this Connally offense going. You got to know, sometimes you have to have the defense pick up the offense. Right here, now the offense knows, hey, we got you. Here's your ball. Now go score. They've got the tools. They've got the equipment. They know what they need to do. They just got to get everything worked out. The receivers got to stop quitting on the routes. They got to put the ball in the stomach of Braden Ford and see what they can do to get this ball down the field.
I can probably count on one hand the amount of times I've said this season. The defense is keeping the Connally Cadets in this game, and the offense is hampering their chances for success with turnovers, whether it be turnover on downs or throwing interceptions. So Caden Kaufman in the shotgun formation in his own end zone on 1st and 10. It's going to be a handoff to Braden Ford, and he barely escaped a safety by squirting through for a yard to gain after contact and gets it back to the 1-yard line, actually losing a yard on the carry.
Got to go straight. Got to go straight. I'm not sure why they're going
a delayed
wide.
quarterback option. That's just not ideal.
You don't want an
for this.
RPO right here. You want to get the ball up the field.
Yep. Just hand it off and put your nose down and try to get a couple yards to get some breathing room. Back to pass. Caden Kaufman scrambling around, and it is thrown incomplete. Intended target was Jam Vincent on the outside, and that'll set up 3rd and 11.
So what I'm doing right here, actually on the first play, is I'm loading up with my bigs, and I'm running behind my best offensive lineman. I'm not sure why they didn't do that. Maybe they are setting something up.
They're calling plays as though they're set up at the 50-yard line.
I was just about to say that. Get out of my head. They're in their own end zone. You see that, right?
They are.
Okay.
Yeah. The paint underneath the quarterback's feet is gray.
Cadets. Okay.
Back to pass. Kaufman
Throw it.
finds Katie Linville. Linville completed, and Katie Linville just close to the line to gain. I think they're going to give him a first down. That is exactly 11 yards needed to complete this.
Great route.
And they get the first down. They move the chains, and now a little bit of breathing room. But, man, could you have separated the first down and not having a first down with a sheet of paper? I mean, it was that close.
Great route by Katie Linville. I mean, not only is he one of the best one-on-one receivers in being defended, but he knows where the first down marker is. 1st
and 10, and it is a handoff to Braden Ford, and Ford goes down, fumbles, and it is recovered by the quarterback. He was down, I believe, before the fumble came loose, and it'll set up 2nd and 10. Now, we've said keep staying with the run. When they have ran it, very little to no success, or there's been a holding penalty or something to negate a good run. But you can't abandon it. You can't stop running it. It keeps the defense honest.
You have to do that. You have to do that. But what you have to do is disguise the run. You've got to be able to do it from different angles.
And a quarterback keeper this time, Kaufman, up the middle, maybe gains a yard or two back to the line of scrimmage. And they called forward progress before he was able to break those tackles. And it'll set up 3rd and 10. So very little success on 1st and 2nd down in this series, but the success has come on 3rd down, already converting 1 3rd and 11. Now a 3rd and 10 on the docket for the Cadets.
You know, it's kind of funny. Sometimes teams just do better on 3rd down. They got plays scheduled for 3rd down, and maybe they should run those plays on 1st down.
4 wide receivers set, and it is Kaufman back to pass. He scrambles, and he completes it. Jam Vincent. Vincent at the 35 and tripped up, tackled just shy of the 40. They get about 20 yards on the play, and a first down coming up after another 3rd and long conversion for this Connally Cadet offense.
The Cadets' schedule almost seems to be backwards. They need to run their 3rd down
on
plays on 1st down.
Yeah. Back to pass again. Caden Kaufman moving around in the pocket. He finds Jam Vincent, delivers a very comfortable-looking throw, completed for about 5 yards. That was the most comfortable I've seen Caden Kaufman look all game.
And actually, it was funny that you say that because I was looking at the offensive lineman, and he actually had a pocket. The young man is a pocket passer, but he can run. He's very athletic. But he actually had time to go back, set his feet, look, and he delivered a nice ball. If you give Caden Kaufman time, he can do that all night.
3-minute offense now in this first half of play. A screen pass to Chris Nobles, and it's just a low throw that really shouldn't have been completed in the first place. Chris Nobles tried to get down on the ground, and they did call incomplete, as it should have been. Chris Nobles tried to catch that while his knee was on the ground for a loss of what would have been a loss of a yard. So 3rd and 5 now coming up, and the Connally Cadets starting this drive at their own 2-yard line. They now sit at the 43-yard line with 2:45 remaining in the first half, trying to put a drive together to close this thing out. And now here's Sparkman coming back into the game for the first time since his injury, but now He's coming back in a timeout call. A little bit of confusion on the personnel that's supposed to be on the field called by the Connally Cadets. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. All right, 3rd down, 5 to go, and a 5 wide receiver set with Daniel Hancock lined up at the bottom of your screen. It's Jam Vincent running a reverse, and Jam Vincent with room to run, and Jam Vincent follows his blockers for a 1st down, picks up about 10 yards on the carry, and that'll set up another 3rd down conversion for this offense. Now on the China Springs side of the field at the 47.
And they're doing it again. They've got an empty backfield. They got 5 wide. They're just going for broke right here.
5 wide at the bottom of your screen, and now it's going to be a quarterback passer. You got to get rid of it, or else it's going to be an eligible receiver downfield. Kaufman's got to register it quicker, because that, if the play breaks down, just tuck it and run. But it almost seemed like he took too long for that play to develop down the field. And you're going to get offensive linemen 5 yards down the field for ineligible down the field. But
that's so true. And if Kaufman had just spun out the other way, everybody they had 5 on the right side of the field, which was the short side of the field. If Kaufman spins out, that's Javion King that took a lick on the sideline. If he spins out and goes left, he's got green grass all the way down.
How do you feel about Daniel Hancock lining up at wide receiver? We've seen about 3 or 4 different formations. And
I love it.
And it all involves him being the lead
I
blocker
love
out wide.
I love it. Daniel Hancock is not only a great offensive or defensive lineman, but he'll get in your face. You know run behind him, he'll get you a 1st down at least.
I'm going to ask Coach Garrick about this, but I think he was maybe watching some Alabama Crimson Tide football and saw Caden Proctor out there out wide, their left tackle.
Bama.
And said, you know what? I think we can do what they do with Caden Proctor. I think we can do that with Daniel Hancock.
But, Tanner, do you know how far we are from Alabama? Come on, man. Maybe he was watching some Texas film. Come on, don't do that.
If you're watching Texas Longhorn film, your offense is not going to have success this season.
Oh! He just missed Nobles.
Incomplete pass for Chris Nobles, who was open down the field but just missed him. Again, Caden Kaufman slightly off accuracy-wise here tonight, but this offense has been automatic on 3rd downs, and another one coming up, 3rd and 10 at the 47-yard line with 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half of play.
I love the way they're going quick. You got to do that to keep this China Spring defense on their heels.
And it is going to be Caden Kaufman rolling out, and he's got a wide open C.J. Evans, a BAM Builders touchdown, Connally Cadets.
That's what happens when you get these playmakers all over the field. I don't know if there's another team in this district that has so many playmakers and so many athletes that they can spread out all over the field. This Connally Cadet team just has them over, just spread out over the field. And there was C.J. Evans, who hadn't caught a ball all night.
Well, he has the first touchdown of the game.
Well, I'm just saying, but during this last few drives.
Okay, gotcha.
He caught 1 ball tonight.
All right. That's his 2nd touchdown of the night. I was going to say, well, that's C.J. Evans' 2nd touchdown. People would be like, I thought he hasn't caught a ball all night tonight.
Well, yeah, I did say that, didn't I?
And a low kick, and it is no good. Wide right, and I'm pretty sure that was short as well. So it's going to stay 13-7 with 2:19 remaining in the first half. We'll be right back.
That's another Cadet touchdown, brought to you by
View Homes Waco.
Now building in Robinson and Lorena. These beautiful, energy-efficient homes offer modern designs, open floor plans, and family-friendly prices. All from a builder you can trust. Don't miss your chance to find your perfect fit close to home. Call 254-602-4737 to learn more. View Homes Waco, building life's greatest view.
Going here with 2 minutes, 19 seconds remaining in this first half of play. And we are coming back from C.J. Evans, a 47-yard touchdown reception from Caden Kaufman, who was wide open, some kind of busted coverage down the field, but there wasn't a defender within 10 yards from him, maybe even 15 yards of him, and he was able to waltz into the end zone for a BAM Builders Connally Cadet touchdown. And it was going to be recovered and returnable at the 2-yard line. That is Jacoby Bledsoe makes a couple guys miss, gets close to about the 30-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 29, and that is where the Cougars will start their next possession.
That was CJ's second catch of the game, by the way. Yeah, both in the end zone. I don't know if you knew that, Tanner.
2 catches. He's got about 49 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns.
Good night for CJ.
All right, 1st and 10, and now a huddle up before this drive and a 2-minute offense for the China Spring Cougars to try and at least tie this game up before the halftime break. And now here is a wildcat formation. Hale at quarterback, and he dives forward for maybe 2 or 3. Not a ton of success from the wildcat formation tonight.
They've had a couple of plays pop through there, but like you said earlier, once you see him back there, you know it's not going to be a pass. You just need to just tighten up on the defensive line because you know he's going to run the ball.
I mean, if a wildcat run play is going to work, it'll probably be against this defense, who has been very susceptible to allowing big plays in the run game throughout this season. But in the district opener, defense is playing well tonight. Only 7 points allowed. It's all you can ask for. The offense is the side of the ball that has been having a little bit more miscues in their game plan, or else this game could already be a couple possession lead for the Connally Cadets.
They've missed some big plays where the receivers seem to stop on routes, come up short on some things, but they seem to be able to figure it out and continue to get points on the board, and that's all you can ask for.
All right, coming out of the 2-minute warning now. It is the China Spring Cougars' 2nd down and about 6 to go following the first down play that got us to the 2-minute warning. Both teams, 2 timeouts remaining in the final 2 minutes of play. Knapp back to pass. Knapp pressured, steps up in the pocket. Knapp goes down right at the line of scrimmage, maybe gaining half a yard after falling down. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
That's one thing that Connally has been pretty good at all season, is stopping the pass. I mean, pressure is something that they've been lacking a little bit of, but I think they kind of match up a little bit better with this China Spring offensive line, so they're able to get a little pressure in there and make that quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket.
No timeouts being used after that play, but really no hurry up either. 10 seconds left on the play clock. Man in motion, Knapp back to pass, and Knapp finds Gregory, but it falls incomplete before ending up close into the hands of Gregory, but it'll be a stoppage and a 3rd down stop for this Connally Cadet defense, and the punt team coming out for the Cougars. Now, Connally will have a chance with 1:16 to put their offense out on the field and maybe get an extra possession out of it with this final possession going into the first half.
That was a good call. It looked like it was kind of a hybrid screen type of play, which was kind of there, but they just couldn't execute it.
And the high arcing punt, fair caught by Jam Vincent at the 27-yard line. And that is where Caden Kaufman will take over to bring the Connally Cadets to try to get this game to a 2-possession game before the halftime break with 1:09 remaining on the clock.
Connally Cadets, they really need to go ahead and show a good drive here. Open it up. You got 1:09 to go. Get it down the field. And if worst case scenario, if you can get a field goal in here, that'd be really good to go in halftime.
Let's see what Coach Garrick's game plan and how aggressive he wants to play this. With 2 timeouts, I'd imagine you can play this down the middle of the field. Your whole playbook is available to you. And now you've got 5 wide receivers set again with Daniel Hancock lined up out wide, bottom of your screen. And it is going to be a pass play to Jam Vincent, a long developing screen play, and had options down the field. He gets about 8 yards on the play, but had C.J. Evans as well as Braden Ford down the field running routes, trying to catch this defense off guard. It was defended well by the Cougars, but his kind of check down third option was the screen pass to Jam Vincent.
I think he got off of his primary and secondary reads a little bit too quick there, knowing that Jam was his third read.
Under a minute to play here. Still 2 timeouts for both of these 2 squads. Kaufman unloads it, nearly intercepted. Didn't get his feet set, and he was pressured up the middle. That was number 72, Jalen Brooks, on the defensive line for this Cougars team, getting that pressure. Now 3rd and about 2 here with 54 seconds remaining on the clock.
Once again, it looked like the receiver kind of quit on the route. If he continues through the middle of the field, he may can catch that. It looked like Linville kind of stopped on it a little bit.
Kaufman with a quarterback keeper, just keeping those legs churning, gets the first down. So, again, another 3rd down conversion. That has been a huge difference in this game, whereas Connally's getting 3rd down stops on defense. The offense converting them on the other side of the football, where the Cougars are struggling both on 3rd down defensively and offensively. 1st and 10 now coming up at the 39-yard line. Clock is ticking, 40 seconds and going. Kaufman back to pass. Kaufman finds a man over the middle. It's Chris Nobles, and he drops it.
He had Nobles wide open. Maybe he would have scored, maybe he wouldn't have, but he was wide open. At least he gets him in the field goal territory if he catches that ball.
Yeah, I think he felt the safety coming down on him, Ryan Hale, who already has 1 interception here tonight. But now 4 wide receivers set. Braden Ford in the backfield to help block. And it'll be Kaufman going to scramble, and he's going to should have tried to get out of bounds more. Instead, he tries to cut it upfield. He's tackled. I'm not sure if they're going to stop the clock. They do stop it momentarily, 23 seconds.
He took a big hit there from Jason Bryant.
I would like to see him run straight out of bounds. It's not worth the half yard to take a big hit.
Just step out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really not.
He tried to maybe cut up.
I mean, he's proved his toughness. Yeah, we know the kid's tough, so just step out.
No longer needs to try and prove it. 23 seconds left. 3rd down, 7 to go. Kaufman back to pass. Clean pocket to throw to, and it was nearly intercepted in between 2 wide receivers. That was C.J. Evans and Chris Nobles out there. Now 4th down coming up. One of the few times that we've seen this Connally team fail to convert a 3rd down, and a timeout called by Coach Garrick. We'll take it with him. We'll be right back.
Tough Shed is #1 for a reason. We started building sheds in 1981. Most of them are still standing. That's because our sheds are made to last right here in the USA. Customize yours to get exactly what you want. Then, we deliver and install for you. With finance and payment options, you might be surprised at how affordable a Tough Shed is. Design your dream shed or garage at toughshed.com and visit our Waco showroom located at 7705 Woodway Drive near Santa Fe Drive. Dream, design, deliver, install. Tough Shed.
Still talking it over on the sideline is Coach Garrick, as well as Coach Beatty, trying to use every second that they are allowed during this timeout. 18 seconds left, and the Connally Cadets have it at their own 42-yard line. 4th down, bringing in out the punt team instead of the offense. And it'll be Martinez-Tellez back to boot this thing away. Gets it cleanly. Gets the kickoff, and it is bouncing at around the 25-yard line. Takes a China Spring roll past the 30, down to the 31, where it is finally hauled in by number 34, Artis Fernando. So 6 seconds remaining until the first half is wrapped up. The Connally Cadets have a 13-7 lead. They were trying to get that final possession to resort in some sort of points there, but looks like China Spring will come out. And I would assume they either need this thing out or they just have a run play and hope to break it big. But we shall see if they decide to take a more aggressive approach. But a prevent defense for the Connally Cadet secondary. Multiple guys back about 15 yards. Off the ball, and Gregory's going to run it up the middle. Daniel Hancock gets his hand on him first. And he's brought down for a gain of about 8, and that will do it for the first half of play. The Connally Cadets lead this thing going into the break 13-7. Stay tuned for our halftime break. We'll be right back. Ball brought to you by Texas Contracting Solutions.
For more than 70 years, Community Bank & Trust has established a strong legacy of care and trust. Time and technology have changed. Checking and savings accounts haven't gone away. We still provide home loans, business loans, and personal loans. And we also offer state-of-the-art digital banking options. In a world where banking can feel impersonal, we still believe in one-on-one personal care. Community Bank & Trust, a legacy of dependability.
Member FDIC.
That's another Cadet touchdown, brought to you by
View Homes Waco.
Now building in Robinson and Lorena. These beautiful, energy-efficient homes offer modern designs, open floor plans, and family-friendly prices. All from a builder you can trust. Don't miss your chance to find your perfect fit close to home. Call 254-602-4737 to learn more. View Homes Waco, building life's greatest view.
At Casa Olé, we're proud to celebrate serving our guests delicious Tex-Mex specialties since 1973. We've been committed to quality and fresh ingredients used in the daily preparation of our menu items. Celebrate with us as we enjoy appetizers, Tex-Mex favorites, enchiladas, burritos, and tacos. You can order online or pick up your favorites at Casa Olé. Takeout, delivery, catering, or enjoy the atmosphere of Casa Olé, serving delicious Mexican food for over 50 years. 725 North Loop 340 in Belmead, or at CasaOlé.com.
After my first car accident, I feared the biggest damage would be to my wallet. I expected a mountain of bills and a long, drawn-out process. But my Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent was there when I needed her and helped me get back on my feet and in my car in no time. Instead of a hassle, I got reassurance and a quick recovery.
Stop by and see our agents at one of our 3 McLennan County locations.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Hi, I'm Dana Hassel, President and CEO of American Bank. Waco is a great place for business, and for more than 70 years, American Bank has been the bank for business. We continue to invest in our growing community with state-of-the-art branches conveniently located to serve you within minutes. Our experienced bankers, lenders, and decision makers work directly with business owners like you every day, providing tailored solutions, timely answers, and local insights face-to-face. Schedule a meeting with one of our bankers today and find out what makes American Bank the bank for your business. Member FDIC.
At Sturdy Steel, we build more than grandstands and press boxes. We build the spaces where communities come together.
Based in Texas and serving communities nationwide, we're proud of our reputation for dependable, high-quality work and strong client relationships that stand the test of time. From concept to installation, our team of skilled drafters, welders, and installers takes pride in delivering seating solutions designed to last. With a focus on dependability, transparency, and service, we are here to meet the unique needs of architects, contractors, schools, and venues across the country. We ensure every project is seamless, sturdy, and ready for generations of fans to enjoy. That's Sturdy Steel. The Connally Football Halftime Show is sponsored by Casa Ole. We're proud to celebrate serving our guests delicious Tex-Mex specialties since 1973 and located at North Loop 340 in Belmead.
At Casa Ole, we're proud to celebrate serving our guests delicious Tex-Mex specialties since 1973. We've been committed to quality and fresh ingredients used in the daily preparation of our menu items. Celebrate with us as we enjoy appetizers, Tex-Mex favorites, enchiladas, burritos, and tacos. You can order online or pick up your favorites at Casa Ole. Takeout, delivery, catering, or enjoy the atmosphere of Casa Ole, serving delicious Mexican food for over 50 years. 725 North Loop 340 in Belmead, or at CasaOle.com.
After my first car accident, I feared the biggest damage would be to my wallet.
Welcome to the Halftime Show. It is brought to you by Texas Contracting Solutions, rapidly becoming the IT name in Central Texas for select remodels and new construction efforts. The halftime score is 13-7. If you're watching on our live broadcast, you can see the China Spring marching band currently. A little bit of halftime entertainment for us while we get going underway here, and we kind of break down what we saw. Had a late start getting on air to start the game, but the game did start off with a C.J. Evans touchdown reception. It was a 5-yarder. Caden Kaufman has 2 interceptions here tonight. One of those came while we were off air as well on the opening possession of the game, actually. And then we saw the Gregory 30-yard touchdown catch, and C.J. Evans 47 yards to get into the end zone for a second time, and that is how we got to the halftime score of 13-7. These two teams opening district play. Connally with a 2-3 record. China Springs 1-4. Connally winning last year's matchup in a close one. It was 26-23. Jam Vincent had a big game rushing, 3 rushing touchdowns from the quarterback position. He's now at wide receiver this year. And Braden Ford had a rushing touchdown as well for all 4 scores for the Connally Cadets a year ago. China Spring coming into this game on a 4-game losing streak. Connally riding a 3-game losing streak. So both these two teams trying to get off the snide, and what a better time to do it than to open up district play with a win.
I mean, it's almost like it was planned to be this way. These teams are 1 win-loss away from having the same exact record. They come in here almost just equals. And it's funny because the China Spring team, they like to run the ball. You know, they average about 240 yards a game, and then you've got them throwing the ball a little less than maybe 100 and 110 yards a game, where you got the Connally Cadets that like to throw the ball a little bit more than they like to run the ball. So you knew it was just it's kind of like opposite attract. Yeah. And you had to see which team was going to do what they do best better. And we knew that Connally had a problem stopping the run. They've actually shored that up a little bit tonight, and they've shown that they can stop the run. So where they've given up the big plays actually have been when China Springs have run the play option and thrown the ball down the field.
No, you're exactly right. And if Connally can establish the running game, which they've struggled to do with the running backs. Now, they have gotten a little bit of success with Caden Kaufman at quarterback, but they've tried different things. That's the one thing I've never seen a coaching staff go into the bye week and come out of the bye week with essentially almost a whole new playbook that we hadn't even seen, especially after a bye week going into district play. So this China Spring team has not really seen the offense that has been put on the field for the Connally Cadets, even though they've got 4 games of film on them.
It's almost like, I don't know how old you are, but those Rocky movies where Rocky's on the ropes and he's getting punched. Yeah. He's getting punched, and they said, wait for it. Wait for it. It's almost like Connally did that. They had this in their playbook.
Well, and
they knew they were going to do some different things, but they were just like, wait for it, bam. We're going to open it up when we start district.
We've also seen a little bit of the downside to trying to implement new plays and a new playbook by some miscommunications, whether that be from the sideline and what the receivers' assignments are supposed to be on the field, what the quarterback's assignment is supposed to be on the field. And that has created some hiccups on the offensive side of the ball. However, I like the creativity to come into district play almost looking like an entirely new offense. We've seen Daniel Hancock used in a multitude of ways, whether that be lined up on the outside at wide receiver as the lead blocker, whether he's at guard, whether he's at tackle. Again, the creativity for your first district opponent, for them not to really have that type of homework on you, can only help your team's success here tonight. And obviously, they've gotten a lead from it. Now, if they've executed like they maybe were supposed to in that first half, you could see this game, Cadets winning by a couple possessions, I would say.
I agree with that, but like I was just about to say, what I'd like to see them do is if they're not executing the way it's supposed to be executed, but yet they can get through this game, then maybe you can flip that and go back. Now you've got 2 or maybe 3 different types of schemes that other teams have to be aware of, but you've got to be able to execute this scheme to the point to where it's effective. Right now, it's a little bit bumpy. So I know Coach Garrick, and in his interviews, the pregame interview I did with him earlier today, he told me that, at halftime, they're going to be in there working, making a lot of changes, and figuring out what they need to do. So, they know that everybody's out here and it's homecoming and everybody's hooing and ha-haing, but he said he's going to be in that locker room making changes because his main job tonight is to get a win.
And let's give Creighton Reed, the offense coordinator, a lot of credit as well. Also coming up, scheming this and getting his guys on that side of the ball ready for the major overhaul of the playbook and what the scheme is supposed to look like essentially in 1 week. You prepare 5 weeks of non-conference games or non-district games, and then you switch it 1 week of a bye, an extra added week to prepare for your district opponent, and you've almost completely switched what the offense looked like from non-district to now district. So big kudos to Creighton Reed. Also, Steve Burrow, the defensive coordinator for the Connally Cadets, has really got this team. I mean, they've only allowed 7 points in the first half, and they've made third down stops. They've really kind of gotten them ready. The physicality looks like it has been improved over the bye week.
Yes, against a team that is primarily run. That's what would make you nervous if you're a Connally Cadet fan, because they have not been able to stop the run. Connally Cadets, they know they're not the biggest team. They just don't have a lot of size, but they've got a lot of speed and they've got a lot of heart. So they've been able to kind of hold teams close, but usually later in the games is when that run really affects them. What we're really going to have to see is when they come out in this third quarter, because if China Springs is seeing what we're seeing and they know what they know about this Connally Cadet team, they're going to have to stop the run. And if they run it at them, which most teams seem to do after that third quarter, that's where the big difference is going to be made. But Connally is throwing an offense at people that they have not seen. So how are you going to stop that? If it turns into who's got the ball last, I'd have to give the nod to the Connally Cadets.
All right, let's go ahead and take our next break. And when we come back, we'll give you some scores around the area and an update on some games that finished up last night as well.
At Texas State Technical College, we believe when you invest in your future, you deserve results. That's why we're proud to offer our money-back guarantee program, where if you don't receive a job offer within 6 months after graduating, we'll refund your tuition. Now that's peace of mind. Visit tstc.edu for all the details. Texas State Technical College, home of the money-back guarantee.
At Casa Olay, we're proud to celebrate serving our guests delicious Tex-Mex specialties since 1973. We've been committed to quality and fresh ingredients used in the daily preparation of our menu items. Celebrate with us as we enjoy appetizers, Tex-Mex favorites, enchiladas, burritos, and tacos. You can order online or pick up your favorites at Casa Olay. Takeout, delivery, catering, or enjoy the atmosphere of Casa Olay, serving delicious Mexican food for over 50 years. 725 North Loop 340 in Belmead. Street or at CasaOlay.com.
Pizza, burgers, and Bears football. There's no place around Waco that serves them all other than Bubba's 33. Come show your green and gold and enjoy some of Waco's best food and beverages while watching your favorite team, the Bears. When real Bears fans get hungry, Bubba's 33 is the #1 spot for ice-cold drinks, hand-stretched, stone-baked pizzas, and bacon-infused burgers. Join us for indoor or patio dining. Bubba's 33, Waco's restaurant and proud supporter of Baylor Bears football. Sick 'em, Bears!
The Motor Trend Truck of the Year is at Allen Samuels in Waco. It's the Make This the Summer Event Drive. Get a 2025 Ram Lone Star Crew Cab, $11,000 off MSRP plus 3.9 for 72 months. Or grab the award-winning 2025 Ram Half-Ton Laramie Crew Cab with $15,000 off plus 3.9% for 72. First responders an extra $500 off. Hot deals, big savings right now. Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Waco.
Come by. Let's be friends.
Texas Contracting Solutions is the premier name in Central Texas for select remodels and new construction efforts. With an extremely talented team, Texas Contracting Solutions can review your next project with evolving landscape of real estate in Waco, whether you're looking to fix up your home before putting it on the market, looking to remodel a space in your home or business. Texas Contracting Solutions will help your plan every step of the way. Texas Contracting Solutions is committed to keeping your project on track, updating you on progress to bring to life your vision. Make sure you avoid any contractors in the area who do not manage with as much grace towards helping you understand as we do. Contact Texas Contracting Solutions today for your next project. Texas Contract Solutions, or email Mark at texascontractingsolutions.com or call him 254-424-1734. 1734.
Cajun Crab and Shrimp Bar and Grill offers a wide variety of seafood, including fresh fish, ceviche, oysters, shrimp cocktails, and much more. Join Cajun Crab and Shrimp Bar and Grill for their grand opening on Thursday, September 12th. There will be tons of raffles and giveaways, including TVs, gift cards, free food samples, and drinks. Visit them located at 340 North Loop in Belmead for their lunch specials. Cajun Crab and Shrimp Bar and Grill, your local Cajun restaurant. See you on September 12th.
The Connally Football Halftime Show is sponsored by Casa Olay. We're proud to celebrate serving our guests delicious Tex-Mex specialties since 1973 and located at North Loop 340 in Belmead.
Let's take a look at some of the scores around the area, and some games went final last night. Colleen Ellison 42, Belton Tigers 53. That is a high-scoring game.
Man.
Waco University 58, Brian Rudder 3. So a total domination for the Trojans there. Brenham 42, Waco 0. Lorena 22, Robinson 25. That game is at halftime. That is within the district as well. That game was apparently there was a ball drop from a helicopter to start the game off. That's always pretty cool, pretty fun.
Was it a special ball or a special helicopter? Do you know?
The ball actually has propellers.
Oh, so they just spun down.
So yeah.
And then
whenever they throw it, it just flies.
It just flies.
It's like a drone almost.
So they need a little help throwing the ball. Got you.
Yep, that's about as special as of an event as I can think of in that situation.
Makes sense.
Other than that, no, I just think they had a helicopter bring the ball in because it's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool.
But Temple Wildcats 7, Midway 17, Gatesville 7, La Vega 17 at halftime, and again, Gatesville, the only undefeated team remaining in this district, down 10 at halftime to La Vega, who is 3-2 coming off of their bye week. And then you've got LaGrange 15, Madisonville 9, Wimberley 3, Salado 7 at halftime as well. But taking a look at the district standings, Gatesville sitting atop the standings right now, 5-0. Robinson 4-1. Again, Robinson right now, they are leading at halftime 25-22 in a tight one against Lorena. Lorena coming in on that 4 spot. So again, already that could be very big for this district. really when you have a 6-team district, it feels like every game is crucial, and it determines whether or not how the rest of your season is going to go. Because, again, we kind of separate high school football into 3 seasons. You've got your non-district season, which is almost like preseason. It's not going to count against your playoff potential moving forward. And then you've also got your district season, which is the most important part of your regular season, obviously. Once you get into district, the top 4 teams of your district advance to the playoffs. That's your kind of your second season. And then your third season is obviously the postseason and in the playoffs. And only a select amount of teams have the privilege of going into the playoffs as one of the top 4 teams within their districts. And so Connally trying to do that. They have yet to miss the playoffs under a Coach Terry Garrick-led team, and they don't plan on doing so this season either. They have a lead at halftime. It's 13-7, and that is kind of where we stand right now. D, what are some of the thoughts that you've seen in this game so far, whether that be defensively, offensively, some things to work on? How do you think that conversation what do you think that conversation looked like in the locker room?
After talking with Coach Garrett, before the game, I think the first thing he told him is they got to clean up the offensive issues. Like you and I both saw from way up here in the press box that the receivers were cutting off on routes. There were sometimes 2 receivers in the same spot, and they were open, but then they would back off. Then there were sometimes where you got your quarterback, Caden, he's looking left when he's got a receiver wide open on the right side. I think maybe, I don't know if they went with a different play calling structure or play calling tree, or if they changed his route reading. I'm not sure, but there are little things, because we did talk about the fact that the offense looks a little different.
Yeah.
If they can tighten some of those things up, like you said earlier, they could be up maybe 2, maybe 3 possessions.
Yeah. It feels like Connally has actually played a more complete game than China Spring has. However, China Springs has had, a possession or 2 go their way, or they started off in good field position and they got the big play, the big scoring play up the scene in the first quarter to Gregory. And that's really the only success that we've seen them have. Other than that, this defense, when it comes to third down, they've held China Spring. We've seen more punts from an opponent in this game than maybe we did all of non-district season combined, is what it feels like.
It does feel like that. And the fact that they have stopped the run with a team that's run heavy, I don't know if it's because maybe Connally was boxing outside of their weight or what, but this China Spring offensive line, it does look like it, pound for pound, maybe a little bit bigger, but it's not as big as some of the other teams that they've played against, and they've been able to control the run. Most teams are not going to just try to run it down your throat, which we may see a big dose of that in the third quarter, which is kind of what we see. But if Connally can continue to control the run like they did in the first half and fix some of those little bit of snafus that they had with receivers breaking off routes, because they know the coaches see that, they can probably get this win and come out of here victorious.
It is also homecoming night tonight, and so if you are watching on our live stream on the YouTube, then you can see the festivities happening and the announcements happening for homecoming king and queen. One thing I noticed,
those are real swords, right?
One thing that I noticed this year, I'm going to ignore that. One thing that I noticed this year, no football player up for homecoming king. Typically, you've got a guy in pads down there, all sweaty and stuff. But
Coach Garrick put that in.
Coach Garrick said, nah, we
need you in the locker room.
I need you in the locker room. But first opening district game, way too important. We don't need you out there. So, but anyway, let's go ahead. let's take our final break of the halftime report, and then whenever we come back, we'll get you ready in time for kickoff. We'll be right back on Sikkim 365, Rogue Sports, and 107.9 The Bull.
Some say a dog is a man's best friend, but I tell you what, boys, you better think again, 'cause there ain't nothing better than some cows, pigs, and turkeys too. I love to cover them in sauce down at Rudy's Barbecue.
Bring all your friends to Rudy's for some tasty oak smoke barbecue.
Next in line.
First Central Credit Union's free reward checking gets you in the game. First Central pays 5% APR on checking accounts with no penalties. It's great returns with complete access to your cash. Get in motion with First Central's reward checking that refunds ATM fees nationwide. Enjoy an automatic savings feature that pays too. It's a snap to apply online at firstcentralcu.com.
Eligibility and qualifications apply. APY annual percentage rate. Member NCUA.
Hi, I'm Dana Hassel, President and CEO of American Bank. Waco is a great place for business, and for more than 70 years, American Bank has been the bank for business. We continue to invest in our growing community with state-of-the-art branches conveniently located to serve you within minutes. Our experienced bankers, lenders, and decision makers work directly with business owners like you every day, providing tailored solutions, timely answers, and local insights face-to-face. Schedule a meeting with one of our bankers today and find out what makes American Bank the bank for your business. Member FDIC.
Baylor Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, the team physicians for Baylor Athletics, specializing in diagnosing and treatment of any and all sport-related injuries. Celebrating over 2 decades of service to Central Texas, they tackle all surgical and non-surgical problems that arise from an active lifestyle. Trust the doctors that Baylor trusts. And when injuries sideline you, don't wait for Monday. Join us at 8:30 on Saturday morning for a post-game injury evaluation clinic. Baylor Scott and White Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. We get you back in the game.
Cajun Crab and Shrimp Bar and Grill offers a wide variety of seafood, including fresh fish, ceviche, oysters, shrimp cocktails, and much more. Join Cajun Crab and Shrimp Bar and Grill for their grand opening on Thursday, September 12th. There will be tons of raffles and giveaways, including TVs, gift cards, free food samples, and drinks. Visit them located at 340 North Loop in Belmead for their lunch specials. Cajun Crab and Shrimp Bar and Grill, your local Cajun restaurant. See you on September 12th.
At Texas State Technical College, we believe when you invest in your future, you deserve results. That's why we're proud to offer our money-back guarantee program, where if you don't receive a job offer within 6 months after graduating, we'll refund your tuition. Now that's peace of mind. Visit tstc.edu for all the details. Texas State Technical College, home of the money back guarantee.
The Connally Football Halftime Show is sponsored by Casa Ole. We're proud to celebrate serving our guests delicious Tex-Mex specialties since 1973 and located at North Loop 340 in Belmead.
All right, just under 2 minutes until these two teams back out onto the gridiron on this homecoming night for the Connally Cadets. If you're Coach Garrick, how did that conversation in the locker room sound as you prepare going into this second half? Obviously, we talked a little bit about the miscommunication from the wide receivers, quarterbacks, or the play calling, wherever it's coming from. There is some sort of issues with this kind of, I'm not going to say new playbook, but a renovated offensive scheme going into district play. A couple of speed bumps along the way, but still like to see the creativity from the sideline and from the guys up in the booth calling plays. But what's the motivation? What's the game plan moving forward into this second half?
What you have to do is, Dallas Cowboy fans, don't shoot me, is trust the system.
Easy.
Trust the system. I think Coach Garrick really, and his coaching staff, we want to give everybody credit here. I think they've come up with a good plan. They've got these kids in a situation where everything that everybody else saw, they're prepared for. They're not prepared for this. Now, if they can get this to a point where they can perfect it or get it to where they're good at it, then you've got like I said earlier, 2 or 3 things that you have to look out for. But you also have to look out for the athleticism that this Connally Cadet team has. They've got kids out there whose names we don't always call that can step up and make a play. They've been doing it all season long. They started this season off in week 1 with injuries in a very vital part of their team, the offensive line. But yet they've been able to squeeze out these 2 victories and keep a couple of games close. What they need to do is figure out those minor mistakes. And I honestly think that they can get this win if they do those things.
No, you're exactly right. And definitely have the playmakers on the outside. I like seeing the 4 wide receiver set where you've got Chris Nobles, you've got C.J. Evans, you've got Katie Linville, and Jam Vincent, all 4 of those guys capable of making a big play for this offense. It's just a matter of getting it in their hands and also giving them the space available to do so. We've seen C.J. Evans break a couple big ones. We've seen Jam Vincent. Would like to see Katie Linville get more involved in this offense here tonight.
I would like to see that. Katie Linville, like I've said before, is the best one-on-one ball player I've seen. I mean, if you throw that ball up and he's got one kid on him, I'm putting my money on Katie Linville. Not only that, but he also plays defensively pretty well. So if he's not going to catch it, you're not going to catch it. So they got to make sure that those players are on the field and have their opportunities. And it's going to be hard for China Spring to stop this team. Now, we got to see what China Spring, what adjustments they've made. Right. And maybe they've seen that, hey, we can run right at them and stop going from side to side.
We'll see what adjustments each one of these 2 teams came out of the locker room with. And this second half kickoff is going to be returned by Bledsoe. Bledsoe up to the 40-yard line. Bledsoe getting tackled from behind inside the 40 at the 42-yard line. And that is where this offense will take over. Jackson Knapp and company. Again, we saw a lot of success, but a lot of stalled drives at the same time from this offense. And again, it seemed as though whenever they were running up the middle and they were having a power run style game, they were having more success earlier in the first quarter. For whatever reason, China Spring goes away from that, and Connally's defense starts shutting them down.
Sometimes you can get too cute, but maybe they were setting something up moving forward.
Another run play to start this second half up the middle, and it is Bryson Sparkman who comes up with the first tackle.
And Daniel Hancock on that tackle. Sparkman seems to get a spark when Daniel Hancock's in the game.
Yeah, they play off one another.
They really
well.
do. They really do.
Second down after a 4-yard gain, 6 yards to go. And it is a flea flicker. Here we go. Deep pass down the middle of the field, and it is caught. And it's going to be a walk-in touchdown for China Spring. Ryan Hale for 6.
They missed the holding on that play. The defensive lineman just was held up, just pretty much right there in front of the quarterback. Don't see how the referee missed that, but, it's 6 points for the China Spring Cougars.
On some trick play, flea flicker action, Ryan Hale walks into the end zone, and the Cougars trying to get their first lead of this ball game with the extra point. Extra point is up and good, and it'll be China Spring 14, Connally 13. We'll be right back. A 2-play drive from the start of the third quarter, and it took 46 seconds off the clock for the China Spring Cougars to get 6 on the board, got the extra point, took their first lead of this game, and it comes in the first couple of plays of the second half, and it'll be the Connally Cadet offense to try to respond to it. This one's going to be recovered by Jalen Davis, and Davis is brought down at the 30-yard line, barely getting anything on the return, and that was good coverage from the coverage team. And now we'll start to see the adjustments that were made offensively for the Connally Cadets, see if they can kind of just clean up what is a revamped scheme that we've seen here tonight.
If they do, they should probably score here pretty quick. The Connally Cadet offense, it's got a lot of horsepower.
Do you think that Kaufman has looked completely comfortable with the changes? He's been a little off tonight, but I don't know if that's a comfortability thing or just he's off tonight.
I think because Kaufman's requirements are to him to run a little bit more. I think he might be a little bit different.
And
with
it
that.
is going to be a straight-up quarterback run, and he's
there
up the
you go.
middle. Caden
there
Kaufman
you go.
down the field, and that's a 30-yard gain for the senior quarterback, and he gives a little first down action.
There you go. He got a little wrist tussy. He had to go get the ball after he rolled it up the field a little bit, but he felt good about that.
Referee said,
Hey, son, go get that.
I'm not getting that.
I'm going to throw the flag.
Yeah.
Go get it. I got it.
I got it.
Yeah, Kaufman.
Big time run though there from the senior quarterback.
It really was. I was saying earlier, his job is to run a little bit more to keep this defense on his heels.
Stack wide look and a sack on the play. Had a man, but it was covered well, defended well. Everything down the field was shut down. The man on the sack was Dylan McAdams.
Dylan McAdams is their number one defensive lineman. He plays offense as well, but that's the guy that you got to stop on that China Springs defense. You either run right at him or you run away from him. They've pretty much had him under control most of the night, but he got a big sack right there.
Second down and long following the sack, now running for his life. And another sack, back-to-back sacks for the Cougar defense. And this is going to set up third and about 20.
Not sure why Connally's not running the football, but now they're at third and 20 after 2-3 complete pass attempts.
Just under the 10-minute mark here. And it is a 4 wide receiver set, back to pass into double coverage. That's going to fall incomplete. The intended receiver was Jam Vincent, and now fourth and a mile in face of this Connally team, and I think you've got to punt this thing away.
Yeah, you got to punt this away. You got to pooch it. You got to coffin corner it or whatever you want to call it.
A great start for this China Spring team who comes out 2 plays, gets a big touchdown on a trick play, and then responds with getting a punt on the defensive side of the ball.
Faking it here?
Absolutely not. Martinez Tejas with a high snap brings it in and gets a low punt, but it takes a friendly bounce, and it is going to be downed inside the 10-yard line and jumped on at the 7 by Darian Scott, and it'll be 93 yards to go to get into the end zone for the Cougars following that stop defensively. So Martinez Tejas does his job and pins the Cougars back for this defense to have a little bit more breathing room.
Consistency has always been a problem this season for this Connally Cadet team. They just can't seem to figure it out. Either be good all the time at something or be bad all the time at something or be kind of midway. They're either great or they're horrible. And that last drive was kind of on the horrible side.
Well, it was a 4-point game against Athens, and now here's a big-time run by Gregory. He's got nothing but green grass. And in 3 plays on offense for China Spring, they come out and they've got 13 points on the board coming back from the break. However, there are whistles, and there is a yellow flag inside the circle of the 20-yard line. And this one looks to be coming back, holding against China Spring, and that one will be taken off the board, and they will be pushed back halfway distance to the goal line as well. But as I was saying, it was a 4-point lead at halftime for Athens 2 weeks ago. They ended up losing that one 61-34, so it's just hard to say that you're in this game and then you don't show up for the second half. And so far, I know this is brought back by a holding penalty, but neither side of the ball looks to be in cahoots with one another going to start this second portion of the game.
Well, I can go back to week 1, week 2, week 3, where it always seems like the third quarter is the Achilles heel of the Connally Cadets. It just seems like the other team's adjustments seem to come out a little bit stronger than the Cadets, but then they did eventually figure it out and they stopped the bleeding.
First down and 7 after the holding penalty brought back what would have been a 93-yard touchdown run from Krishawn Gregory. And now back to passes. Knapp all day to throw, and he goes deep. One-on-one coverage, and there is a flag on the play, and it is going to go against Katie Linville. Defensive pass interference. The intended target on the play was Jacoby Bledsoe. And actually, it might Did he point to Bledsoe on that?
I thought he pointed. No, he pointed to
holding on the
Linville.
defense.
Yeah,
Yep, holding on the defense.
I saw him grab his arm. I mean, it wasn't much. I saw it. I saw him break free as soon as he hit the seam, and I saw that he had Linville on him. I saw him kind of touch his arm. I mean, ticky-tack, would I have thrown the flag? Maybe not. But, there was a little bit of contact there.
Now, there is a big difference here. If they're going holding, it's only a 10-yard penalty. If it's pass interference, it's a 15-yarder, and it is going to be a holding penalty against the defense. So that will be an automatic first down, but the yardage not as much as it would have been if it was a defensive pass interference. So ball marked at the 20-yard line now.
And if you notice, they bring Linville off the field after a play like that. That young man's going both ways. Just the fact that he's been out there the whole time, being a little bit tired may have caused him to grab a little bit.
Run up the middle by Gregory, and he is brought down after a nice gain of about 5. And see, that's the thing that I don't think China Spring has really stuck with enough. They're averaging a solid 4, 5, 6 yards per carry. You do that 3 times, you've got yourself a first down.
And most teams have done that.
For whatever reason, they're getting away from it, and they're trying too much in the passing game that's not really working out. Now they have the backup running back, Ryan Hale. He's going to be taking this snap. He's lined up at quarterback. Gregory on one side, and you've got Jackson Bryant on the other side. It's going to be a handoff to Gregory, and he gets around the edge, and he is brought down close to the yard to gain, and I think that is a first down.
But Durant, just to be there, Mr. What do I call him? Mr. No Flash?
Yeah.
Durant just, I mean, if he doesn't get there, he's turning the corner and he's gone.
Got the first down on a 5-yard carry out of a Wildcat package. And now Knapp back at quarterback. 4 wide receivers set. Spread look. Gregory back in the backfield next to Knapp, and it's going to be an option pitch out wide. And Gregory tries to spin away, but he is brought down. And one of the first guys there on that tackle was Jam Vincent.
That's something you don't say.
I don't see Jam Vincent near the line of scrimmage making run stop.
No, you don't see that a lot.
Yeah.
Usually he's deep in the secondary knocking down balls.
If you heard a infliction of surprise in my voice making that call, there's a reason for it. I just don't think I've called Jam Vincent on a run play that went for 4 yards on the tackle. It's a play action pass, Knapp all day to throw, and he goes to the opposite side of the field, and it falls incomplete, trying to hit the wheel route from the running back out of the backfield, who he play actioned to, but defended very nicely by Camden Durant.
Durant was right there watching it. Now, that's what the Cadets have to do. They got to play sound position football. You know they're going to try to run it at you, but if they don't, you got to be able to pick up the play action. I know everybody wants to crash and stop the run, but that was a very smart play by Durant.
Got to stay disciplined and not let your eyes fool you with all the pre-snap motion that the China Spring Cougars do. Roll out pass down the field, and it's caught. A big-time reception for Jacoby Bledsoe, who gets about a 50-yard gain on the play, goes from the 30 to the 25, and that'll set up the Cougars in excellent scoring position here after that third down conversion. Needed a big play, got a big play.
The Cadets are in that man defense, zero coverage, so everybody's got their man, and he just got beat on that play.
45-yard pass play completed, and it is trying to jump the route. Was number 20, that's Raheem Fluker. We don't see Fluker very often, but whenever we do, he seems to be trying to make a play.
Exactly.
He's always kind of in it.
Exactly. He's always, when you do see Fluker, he's doing something good. Very rarely you seen Fluker getting beat on something.
Now, I do think he missed time trying to jump that. He was a little early on that, but if he times that right, that could be 6 the other direction.
Yeah, true.
2nd and 10. Following the incomplete pass, it's a handoff to Gregory. Gregory to the outside, cuts the corner, cuts it back into the middle of the field. Good for a first down, and it's a 13-yard gain. Now inside near the 15-yard line for the Cougars.
Touchdown saving tackle by Vashawn Richardson right there. That young man, if he doesn't grab him by his leg, He's in the end zone.
Trying to hurry up and get set. And they stop play just momentarily enough for the Connally Cadets to get set defensively. And now the Cougars will look to the sideline to see what play they're going to draw up. 12 seconds remaining on the play clock. And it is a handoff up the middle to Gregory. Gregory's going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars. And now the Cougars up by 7 with an extra point still to come.
Cadets got to figure out how to stop that. With the Cougars' wide splits that they have, it's not so much physical as it is space. And they're running that zone offensive blocking where the running back is just seeing where he needs to go. He's just picking a spot because the linemen are just shielding spaces and they're just going to the spot where nobody's there.
Extra point is good, and they are now up by 8. China Spring got their first lead, and they're not looking back. 21-13 when we return.
Tough Shed is #1 for a reason. We started building sheds in 1981. Most of them are still standing. That's because our sheds are made to last right here in the USA. Customize yours to get exactly what you want. Then we deliver and install for you. With finance and payment options, you might be surprised at how affordable a Tough Shed is. Design your dream shed or garage at toughshed.com and visit our Waco showroom located at 7705 Woodway Drive near Santa Fe Drive. Dream, design, deliver, install. Tough Shed.
Following a long 93-yard touchdown drive from the China Spring Cougars, aided by a couple of penalties defensively for the Connally Cadets, and a big 45-yard reception by Jacoby Bledsoe that 2 plays later ended up in the end zone from Gregory. Fair catch at about the 25-yard line for the Connally Cadets, and that is where they will take over with Caden Kaufman coming back out there on the opening drive of this second half. It started with about a 30-yard run from Kaufman, but then things stalled once they got to about the 35. Few sacks, had to end up punting. Thought you pinned China Spring back, but then the defense allows a long touchdown drive. Now you're coming out onto the field. Still a one-possession game. You just need a 2-point conversion to make up the point difference.
The fact that Connally has put it out there that Kaufman will run, it should help their offense tremendously. We'll see what they can do on this drive.
It is a run to the off tackle, and maybe losing 2 yards on the play was Braden Ford. Really not a lot going in your traditional run plays for the Connally Cadets here this evening. Really the majority of the success coming on the ground game has been whether it be an option or coming from the quarterback play, or you even go a little wildcat yourself and you put Jam Vincent back in the backfield.
I think we need to see a little bit more of that. That really stirs up the defense.
Back to pass, Kaufman steps up into the pocket. Another sack. So here's what I'm kind of seeing with Caden Kaufman lately, at least in this game. He's stepping into the pocket to avoid pressure from the outside, but he's stepping into a dirty, messy pocket. He's not stepping up into a clean pocket. What I would like to see him do is roll out, get some space, get away from those edge rushers, and you might need to take a wider trajectory out wide, but stepping up into that pocket, you're just getting hit by defense tackles.
One time he had a clean pocket, he threw a nice ball, but they need to create him pockets. Now, right here, he's good.
He rolls out this time, but he is nothing down the field, gets picked up, slammed down from the defender. That is a flag, unnecessary roughness, and you are not allowed to do that. That will be a personal foul, 15 yards, and an automatic first down for the Connally Cadets.
Yeah. I remember there was a time when that would just be a sack or a tackle.
Used to just be a unsportsmanlike conduct, unnecessary roughness.
Yeah.
And we'll see if that's what the penalty is going to be. It is going to be a personal foul against the defense.
That's it. That's it. We gotta. What I think what the Connally Cadets need to do is make sure that Kaufman knows to keep moving forward. Once you make 2 or 3 steps towards the line of scrimmage, keep your eyes up the field, but you got to keep continuing moving. I know he's trying to look.
Well, there's also not a lot in the secondary. I mean, his wide receivers haven't really been getting open, and you can't.
Then go.
He's gotten.
Then go.
Make the decision.
Then go.
To
run till
run.
they stop you.
1st and 10. Handoff to Braden Ford. Braden Ford, a little bit of space here. First time he's kind of been able to crack one, and that's a first down on an 11-yard run.
Good run. That's what they need to do. Stop
but
trying to
there
hit
is a holding penalty or a flag in the area of holding, and this one looks like it's coming back.
Yeah. Yep, it's going back.
So penalties, one thing that this coaching staff had mentioned in their scouting report is we need to eliminate the big play, force some turnovers, but has to prevent penalties and shooting ourselves in the foot. It says in my highlighted notes.
Yeah.
It says not to shoot ourselves in the foot with penalties or turnovers on the offensive side of the ball. Big hit there made on Jam Vincent, and he's slow to get up. Defending him on that play was number 7, Jacob Lessman.
They got the middle of the field open. He had KD Linville open on the CC, the bottom C here. I know he's got a lot of pressure on him, but he's got to be able to see the open whole field.
I think Caden Kaufman's he's sticking with his first read a little too long.
Yes.
And he's not getting through his progressions fast enough, which is also helping the pressure get home because that first option's not there, and he's not getting off that first option. Then obviously it allows the defensive line a little bit more time to get pressure.
He's got to know he's driving a Corvette, not a hoopty. He's got a lot of players out there, so if one's not there, go to the other.
Draw play up the middle on 2nd and 20, and maybe a yard or two at best from Braden Ford there, and that'll set up 3rd and 18, and it's going to be marked at the 35-yard line. Connally Cadets need to get to the China Springs side of the field to get a first down here, and they need to get it to the 47.
And Kaufman is definitely capable of doing it. I don't know. He's just kind of in a funk right now. He needs to get out of it.
Passing here, looked at the first option, checks down. Now he's going to scramble. Nothing doing there, and he gets pushed out of bounds and defended well by William Hafferkamp. And that'll bring out the punt team for the Connally Cadets. So 2 possessions offensively, 2 punts, 2 possessions defensively, 2 touchdowns.
It's a situation of a tale of 2 games. I mean, Connally does this. They've been doing it pretty much all season. They'll come out first half looking good. They'll come out a totally different team. I don't know if this is the Toon Squad taking their serum out of their body or what, but they seem to be struggling with that most nights.
We've got their talents. Punt by Alan Martinez-Tellez is going to be fair caught at the 25-yard line. How good was Chuck in that movie?
He was hilarious. What do you say? They got my talents. I'm not sure how to dribble a basketball.
That's your Charles Barkley?
That's my Barkley. That was pretty good. Okay, you want me to do Shaq?
That sounded more like Mutombo.
Did it really? That Mutombo like this. Not the Miles. That's Mutombo. Come on.
I swear I'll never get a technical foul again.
Never. It was terrible. Terrible, Ernie. Terrible.
We're going to stop. We're going to move on. 1st and 10, and a swarm of defenders.
Play.
Bryson Sparkman in the backfield before Gregory could even receive the handoff just about, and he's going to lose 3 yards.
Sparkman has just been sparked, like I said earlier, having Hancock back in there. It's just, it's amazing what a teammate can do to get you going.
2nd down, about 14 to go, jumps early. Darian Scott trying to get in the backfield, and that looks like it's going to be 5 yards in favor of China Spring following that offsides. So the yards you lost on the bad run is going to now be negated, and actually you're going to gain an extra yard out of it following the offsides from the defense.
So you're saying 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other, pretty much?
Essentially, yeah.
Give it right back.
Man in motion. That is Trey Glotzkin. Going down the field, and it is caught on the sideline, but out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. The intended receiver was Ryan Hale. In coverage with C.J. Evans. Was that me, or did I hear a whistle in the middle of the play?
Or
was that just my own ears playing tricks on me?
It might have been you. I didn't hear that whistle.
Someone whistling in the crowd or something. I'm not sure. It made me hesitate for half a second. I was like, why is there a whistle middle of the play?
No, I didn't hear the whistle, but
it is third down for the defense. They did well getting off the field in the first half on third downs, and China Spring has shown that they will punt the ball and not go for it in these third down situations.
Here. Watch the flats down here.
Zone coverage.
Watch the flats down here.
And the ball is incomplete, thrown out of bounds. Intended receiver is Jacoby Bledsoe.
You can see what they're. It's like they're looking to pick Connally apart on the sides, and then what they're doing is like they're setting up the middle. They're setting up the middle.
3 minutes, 18 seconds remaining in the third quarter of play. It's 21-13. China Spring has 14 points in this third quarter, and they took their first lead of the game following the first touchdown of the third quarter, nearly blocked by Daniel Hancock. He may have gotten a fingertip on it, and it'll roll safely out of bounds at about the 46, 47-yard line. We've seen Daniel Hancock block a punt this season, return for a touchdown.
I would kind of like to see what Daniel Hancock could do fully rested. That young man never leaves the field except for maybe kickoff or kickoff return. And I would love to see he just goes right down there and gets in the huddle. Now I'm on offense. I'd love to see what he would do, like actually getting a break.
Well, what I'm
other than one or two plays
looking forward to is them calling a play where he's lined up out wide again, and they're actually going to throw it to him, and he runs.
He's got good hands. I've seen him in practice.
Rumble, big man, rumble.
Let's go.
1st and 10 now. Good field position. Set up at the 46-yard line. Kaufman back to pass. And he's got a man, C.J. Evans, comes back to it and gains maybe 4 on the play and led him too close back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he had a little bit more room. He could have picked up maybe another 2 or 3 yards on that. But, it's positive yards, so you take what you can get there. Maybe Connally's trying to set something up. A double move would work perfectly right now.
Hey, taking 4 yards on first down is never a bad thing.
But you got to give the quarterback time.
6 yards to go for a first down, and it's going to be a play-action pass. Kaufman wants to run indecisive, and he gets hit out of bounds. And like you said earlier, either tuck it and run or make the pass down the field. But this in-between, they're going to look on film, and they're going to go back to it maybe 4, 5, 6 different times in this game. And it's still 2.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter going into an entire fourth quarter where Caden Kaufman kind of middle ground, indecisive of do I run it, do I pass it, do I keep it, what do I do here?
In order for this to work, Caden Kaufman has to be somebody that they're aware of. Like they have to be.
Pass to Jam Vincent, and Jam Vincent's going to break it.
Oh, he's
Jam Vincent to the end zone. Touchdown, Connally Cadets. It's a Bam Builders touchdown, and Jam Vincent finds the end zone for the first time in this one.
That's what the Connally Cadets have to do. You have to run plays to set stuff up like that. I mean, I know, okay, that sounds easy, but they've got the weapons all over the field. They've got to be able to do things like that where you can get him in one-on-ones because you can't double cover anybody.
A 50-yard touchdown reception broke big by Jam Vincent, the Baylor commit, finding himself in the end zone for the first time in this game. Third passing touchdown for Caden Kaufman. Now going for 2. Man in motion. They snap it. It's Caden Kaufman. He's got the corner. He cuts it back to the inside. He gets in, and there's a penalty. A holding is probably coming back, and I think it's going to go against Katie Linville, who has had a rough night tonight.
Well, his job is to catch the ball, not to block. I mean, yeah, you got to block too, but yeah, Linville is. Those are effort penalties. Yeah, they're hurting him, but
he's trying. He's had about 3 or 4 penalties, whether it come on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. He's had holdings on both corner and wide receiver, and this one is going to bring that 2-point conversion that was good back to tie this game up. And now it looks like the kick team is coming out.
And here's the situation, in my opinion. You've got to have –
I say go for it again.
I would too. But I wasn't going to say that. But you got to have plays where your players that are going both ways, maybe there's somebody else that can go in on that particular play. Now, I know that was a 2-point conversion, but some of these extracurricular type plays.
Coach Garrick's about 15 yards away from his sideline.
Still talking.
And he's on the field right now, still screaming at the officials. I think his relationships with officials aren't probably the best.
Yeah.
To sneak through the uprights, and it is good. Cadets still trail by 1, and it'll be 20-21. We'll be right back.
That's another Cadet touch. Offer modern designs, open floor plans, and family-friendly prices. All from a builder you can trust. Don't miss your chance to find your perfect fit close to home. Call 254-602-4737 to learn more. View Homes Waco, building life's greatest view.
Tough Shed is #1 for a reason. We started building sheds in 1981. Most of them are still standing. That's because our sheds are made to last right here in the USA. Customize yours to get exactly what you want. Then, we deliver and install for you. With finance and payment options, you might be surprised at how affordable a Tough Shed is. Design your dream shed or garage at toughshed.com and visit our Waco showroom located at 7705 Woodway Drive near Santa Fe Drive. Dream, design, deliver, install. Tough Shed.
Well, a 50-yard touchdown reception from Jam Vincent. What they did go for 2. They did convert the 2, but a holding penalty called it back, and then an extra point had to be kicked by Al Martinez. And a 1-point game has now taken over in the third quarter, 21-20. Big stop there, big hit on the kickoff return from Darian Scott.
Darian Scott. He's special teams MVP tonight.
Yeah, he's been all over the place on that side of the ball in the third phase of the game, as they call it. And it'll be 1st and 10 coming up for the Cougars. And the Connally defense, if there's any time to get a stop, it's right now.
Right now, yeah. They've stiffened up their run defense a little bit, but they've really got to watch for the pop stuff and the stuff in the middle of the field.
1st and 10, and it's going to be a quarterback option. The quarterback keeps it. It's Knapp, and he slides down, avoids the hit, gets the first down, and moves the chains.
In the middle of the field. Was that not in the middle of the field?
You said something about middle of the field, did you not?
I think I did.
Yeah, the run defense has been susceptible in the middle of the field. And, again, for whatever reason, the Cougars haven't attacked it nearly as much, especially against a team that has been susceptible to teams running it up the middle. I mean, we can go back to Grandview, Athens, you name it. Teams have found success in the heart of this defense. Another run, this time to Gregory up the middle, and he's brought down. And that was Bryson Sparkman on the tackle.
And also, you're looking at the fact that when you go to a Wildcat, at this point, it's a run. I don't care who. They just had Krishawn Gregory at Wildcat. They'll put Ryan Hale in there. Anybody other than the quarterback, it's a run. They shouldn't pick up anything. Send everybody.
Back to pass is Knapp. He steps up into the pocket, and he's got a couple of yards gained, and they'll set up 3rd down. And he'll get maybe 2 yards on the quick quarterback scramble. 3rd and 3 coming right up for the Cougars.
It's a big play right here. If Connally can stop him here, keep him from getting the 1st down, they really need to punt the ball. Because if they don't, the Connally Cadet offense has shown that they can score. And they can score pretty much when they want to if they're paying attention. It seems like they lose attention sometimes.
They've got enough time for maybe one more play in this 3rd quarter before we go into the final 4th. The hard count at the line of scrimmage. 5 seconds to get the snap off. And they do. It's Gregory up the middle. Gregory bounces it to the outside. Gregory gets the 1st down. And Gregory is slammed down after a gain of about 10 on the 3rd down carry. And that'll move the chains. And that will probably take us to the fourth quarter of play once they get this ball snapped. And it looks like Knapp is going to go talk to his head coach. And that is going to do it for 3 quarters of play. It's 21-20, Cougars with the lead. Yeah, we're ready. All right, fourth quarter getting underway, and it is a direct halfback snap, but a flag there and a false start against the offensive line. Looking like the Philadelphia Eagles on the tush push.
What?
Just an early start from the offensive lineman. Typically, the NFL just doesn't call that.
That is a real legitimate play. Just because that young man is just a half a second quicker than the other people does not mean he's offsides.
It is whenever the ball's not snapped.
No. It's just it's okay. You ever heard of the flinch reflex? I'll school you on that later.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, take me to school on it. Let me learn something.
Flinch reflex. Google it.
1st and 15 following the early start on the offensive line, and now Knapp back to pass all day to throw, hardly any pressure, and there is an incomplete pass, but it looks like Katie Linval might be the recipient of another holding. He's just got extra grip on his gloves tonight.
He's not wearing gloves.
Yes, he is.
No.
Yes, he is. What are you talking about no? Are we watching the same game? We watching the same player?
Those are wristbands. Those are his hands.
He got some shiny hands. Must have gotten a pedicure before this game. Or is it a manicure? I think manicure is the fingers.
Yeah, we manicure the feet.
No, petty's the feet.
Mani-pedi?
A mani-pedi.
Yeah, well.
That's what they call it.
Depends on which one you do first.
Yeah, right. I think that's more accurate.
Stay with me, Tanner.
It depends what they do first. I'll go along with the joke if the joke's funny. If the joke's not funny, I'm not gonna ride with it.
Oh, good play.
Daniel Hancock with a tackle there after making a man miss was Gregory. Gain of about 4 on the carry. Actually, about 3 is where they're going to mark him. So 2nd and 7 coming right up inside Connally territory now.
Hancock just chased him down the line of scrimmage. The way he fought across the face of the offensive lineman, 2 guys, and then slid down the line to stretch that play out was pretty much textbook. That's a great play by Daniel Hancock.
Design quarterback rollout from Knapp. Pressure coming from the outside, but he goes to the opposite side of the field, falls incomplete. In coverage was Vashawn Richardson. The intended receiver was Ryan Hale. Now Hale comes out hobbly. He's going to go to the sideline and take a play off.
That's their Wildcat quarterback, so now let's see what they do now. Are they going to keep the standard quarterback in there, or are they going to go with number 4, Krishan Gregory? Oh, they stick with Jackson Knapp, my bad.
So Jackson Knapp and Jackson Bryant in the backfield right now, one at quarterback, one at running back. And another rollout. Daniel Hancock putting pressure on Knapp, and Knapp is going to go across his body, throw it complete, and it's good for a first down. That's Trey Glockson Jr., good for about 15 yards, and he's down for a first down.
That right there was just an effort play. He had pursuit. he rolled out, and I think that's what Connally kind of needs to do is move that pocket and give your quarterback just half a field to survey.
1st and 10. And a delayed counter run to Gregory, and he's got enough for a first down, spinning away. He utilizes the spin move very well.
He does, but
He's done it all game long.
But that play call was actually really, really good. I'm surprised that the Connally defense caught up with that because they had everybody going one direction, and that counter was there. I don't know if they were just tired and didn't get quickly enough or what, but he actually – had he delayed it a little bit more, he might be standing in the end zone right now.
You know, the counter run is one of the more beautiful plays when ran correctly. It can also look really ugly when the defense knocks it out.
It can. That and the draw.
1st and 10, and it's a run right up the middle and spinning away from defenders again is Gregory. Gregory is going to walk into the end zone. Touchdown, China Spring. They have not been stopped in this second half.
We knew coming into this game that Gregory was going to be the guy that you had to stop. We knew that coming in, and the Connally Cadet coaching staff knew that as well because, it all points to him. Knowing that, you got to have your game plan up to stop number 4.
20-yard touchdown run by Krishawn Gregory gives him his 3rd score of the game. Had a receiving touchdown in the first quarter, had a rushing touchdown in the previous quarter, and now in this one, he gets his team up by 8. Still a one-possession game. Connally with the ball back when we return.
For more than 70 years, Community Bank and Trust has established a strong legacy of care and trust. Time and technology have changed. Checking and savings accounts haven't gone away. We still provide home loans, business loans, and personal loans. And we also offer state-of-the-art digital banking options. In a world where banking can feel impersonal, we still believe in one-on-one personal care. Community Bank and Trust, a legacy of dependability.
Member FDIC.
All right, coming after the touchdown score by Krishawn Gregory, a 20-yard scamper gets the Cougars up by 8. And if the Connally Cadets want to tie this thing up, they're going to need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to do so. Just under 10 minutes left to play in this game at Cadet Field. The Connally Cadet offense about to trot back out there after a little pooch kick here, and it is going to be Katie Linville diving to recover this one, and does at about the 37-yard line.
It took me some time to really kind of, get used to this whole pooch kick thing, but I'm starting to see the benefits of it sometimes. If you've got a lot of speed on one side of the field and you can't cover, you kicking it up high like that or not kicking it up high, and you getting it down the field and your field's all spread, and, they can run through you. So that little pooch kick thing can be effective because right there, if Linville doesn't dive on that thing and get it, then what's going to happen? So I'm starting to see it, but the field position game is something that you give up.
Correct, but also if your kicker stinks anyway,
there you go.
You can't really get it down the field on a normal kickoff. Now, we've seen this kicker, Joseph Dickerson, boot it down to the 10-yard line, but I think you want to avoid giving it to a guy like C.J. Evans or avoid giving it to a guy like Jam Vincent.
And how many high school teams have kickers anyway? Like kickers?
Like good?
Yeah,
kickers?
That's my point. There you go.
Not at the 4A level, it's extremely difficult to do.
Get a kid from a soccer team, right?
I think you and I, I think you and I were talking off air, and we were talking about I wouldn't even have a kicker on my roster if I was coaching at the 4A or lower level.
Somebody that can punt.
An end around is not very successful on the carry was Javion King, who we haven't really seen Javion King get a whole lot of carries. I thought he showed some promise.
He did.
Earlier in the season, especially in Grandview, whenever we didn't see Braden Ford out there in that second half when he got injured. And Javion King came out and played very well. Has yet to really get a ton of playing time since then. And it's going to be an incomplete pass intended to Katie Linville. Katie Linville and Caden Kaufman just not on the same page.
Not on the same page, and it looks like the Connally Cadets are pressing right now. They need to calm down. It's a one-possession game.
Right.
They got 9 minutes. Yep. You don't have to go real fast.
There's a lot of football.
There's
left
a lot of football left to play. Get your play in there right. You don't want to lose yards, and they're giving you pressure up the middle. So find something where you can pop something open in that middle of the field.
Third
it's wide
down and
open.
15. Pressure coming from the edge,
Just
and Caden
run.
Kaufman is going to get sacked and brought down at the line of scrimmage. Doesn't really lose yards, but definitely didn't gain any. And this is going to bring out the punt team. 3 and out for the offense is the exact opposite of what they wanted done after allowing a touchdown drive to the Cougar offense.
You got to give your defense a little time to take a break. I mean, they just were out there on the field. You got people going both ways. They need a break. That offense has got to get at least one first down or sustain a drive. You got pressure coming up the middle, so you got to be able to find where the pressure
near
is.
block there on the punt, and it bounces at the 45, takes a Connally roll. It rolls and rolls out of bounds at the 32-yard line. And Alan Martinez-Tellez has actually been a very vital player, the important player on special teams, at least in the punt game, of getting somewhat favorable field position back to the Connally Cadets defense. However, just unable to make consistent stops. They did a much better job in the first half, only allowed 7 points in the first half. They've allowed 21 here in the second half on 4 possessions.
I had an opportunity to speak with Tellez at practice earlier this week and stand beside him and watch him kick the ball. Not a very big young man, but boy, when he puts his foot into the ball, it makes a thud. So he's a very good punter, and he knows what he's doing. And he's actually helped this Connally Cadet team a lot tonight.
4 wide receivers set. The quarterback, Knapp, is going to keep it, and he is brought down after dragging a couple defenders on first contact, and he goes down.
I would expect to see a lot more of that because that's what I expected to see earlier in this game. Not the receiver Ryan Hale in that Wildcat stuff. I expected to see a number 4, which was Krishawn Gregory, and Knapp running the ball a lot. So I think now with 8 minutes left in this game, you're going to see this China Spring Cougar team try to milk the clock away and run the ball a lot with their quarterback and a running back.
Oh, they are definitely going to use the clock as an extra advantage that they have in this game. Right now, the Connally Cadets fighting 2 opponents. That is the China Spring Cougars and the clock. And it is second down. What is the stoppage here?
The referee was over here talking to Garrick. I think it may have something to do with time or maybe not stopping the clock properly. So now he's going to go over and talk to the China Spring head coach, which is Tyler Beatty, and see what they can, come to a conclusion on or an agreement on what they need to do.
I mean, the clock rules are pretty standard. They don't really get to decide that.
I don't think he started
They ran 10 more seconds, so it was at 8:15. It's now at 8:25, and time is ticking. Daniel Hancock diving at the quarterback, unable to make the play. The quarterback Knapp just throws it out of bounds after getting out of the pocket, and he lives for another day. 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Cougars.
You like that rule?
What?
Quarterback get out of pocket and just do that and save some yards?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They need to go with the
it's fine
with that Arena League stuff.
I think
you are where you are.
I mean, I think I would be okay if you just allow the defender just to hit the quarterback afterwards.
Oh yeah,
I think it would make it fair.
Yeah, I mean, so you throw it out of bounds, but you finna take this lick.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
you finna get this. I ran all the way over here.
Incomplete pass from Knapp, the intended receiver to Bledsoe, and now it looks like Connally with a 3 and out of their own, and they may be giving their offense the ball with 8 minutes and 6 seconds left, down by 8 points.
Now here's, and this is, in my mind, here's what I'm doing. I'm sending a lot of pressure on this punt. You got to be careful. They've shown that they can block kicks and they can block punts. I'm sending pressure right here. So if nothing else, you can mess up the punter so you can maybe get the ball a little bit closer. Don't hit him. Don't give him a first down, but you get a lot of pressure going right here if I'm the Connally Cadets.
A little bit of motion here, maybe some trickeration.
And that's your quarterback.
And your quarterback at punt, and now you're going to be forced to use
a
wait, you can't say no timeout. Wait, yeah.
No, I think
no. There's confusion down here on the sideline on whether or not they wanted to call a timeout. The referee tried to wave off the timeout after he had already whistled and blew for a timeout. And now it's good. Yeah, the assistant coach had called timeout for Connally, and he was like, no. And he was like, no, I've already called this timeout. All right, so 8 minutes, 6 seconds remain. One timeout called for the Connally Cadets. 4th down coming up. We'll be right back. Coming out of the timeout, 4th down, and now the punt team back out there for the Cougars, and we'll see if they want to go back to that motion pre-snap before the punt was had. I think it was a good timeout called by Connally, but I do think Cougars maybe wanted just Connally to call the timeout there, and it is not fair caught, but drilled. Jam Vincent was leveled after recovering that punt, and now all sorts of flopping around on the field.
Is it a melee?
No, there was a couple of acting jobs. A couple theater kids out there diving on the floor.
Well, you get a melee after a slobber knocker. That wasn't a slobber knocker. That was just a, what did you call it?
I don't know. I can't recall what I said. Yeah. I just say words sometimes. Whatever comes out is what comes out. I don't have a whole lot of control of the words that come out of my mouth.
And that's what makes you a professional.
Yeah. I think that's why I'm calling football games on Friday nights.
You and me, bud.
First and 10. Under 8 minutes to play, 7:58. It's an 8-point game, and the Connally Cadets trying to make something happen. Katie Linval looked like he was actually going to go for a double pass. Instead, goes out of bounds, gains maybe 3 yards on the play. And that was good, solid blocking by Chris Nobles there, but just 3 defenders to 1. You're not going to be able to block them all.
No, it's funny. He did look like he was going for a double pass, but there was nobody down there. They've run that play to perfection before. I would look at that. I know they've seen it before, but can they run with the Connally Cadet receivers?
A run play up the middle. Strong run. Javian King, someone I mentioned earlier, I'd like to see him get more touches. And there he goes there with a hard-nosed 10-yard run for first down.
That young man is an opportunist. You know what that is?
Yes.
Yeah. He takes the –
I know that word.
He takes most of his opportunities.
Braden Ford bounces it to the outside, cuts it up, and now is pushed out of bounds. Good for about 13 yards. Another first down for the Connally Cadets. And now some semblance of a run game for this offense here on what could be the last couple of drives in this game.
We've been asking for it all night. They have to do this to open up the passing game. You got to do this so they'll respect your passing game. They got to stop the run.
It's going to be another run. Delayed handoff to Braden Ford, trying to cut up the field, just nothing doing there. And he's going to lose a yard or two. David Bell on the stop.
You know, I think I wish they would go a little bit more between the tackles and stop trying to get outside. They practiced all week long for Connally speed, thinking that Connally was going to try to go outside. So if you can go up between the tackles, I think that would be their best way to get the ball up the field.
It's going to be Kaufman back to pass, and he is pressured and sacked again. That's about the 5th sack in the second half alone. That was Jackson Bryant getting in the backfield from the linebacker spot. Setting up a 3rd and about 15 for the Connally Cadets. They need to get it to the 38-yard line. They're currently set up on their own 47.
3rd down has been like the big down for the Connally Cadets. Let's see if they can get it right here.
3rd down, needs 15 yards. Kaufman back to pass. He finds Katie Linval, and Katie Linval goes down. He's going to be short of the yard to gain. However, It makes fourth down much more manageable after about a 10-yard gain, and it's going to be 4th and 6 coming up. So instead of a 4th and 15, I mean, you'll take the 4th and 6, much more manageable to get this play. And yes, you do have to go for this with under 6 minutes left to play in an 8-point game.
Yeah, punting is not an option here. You need 6 yards to keep the game going, and you're on your end of the field.
Kaufman back to pass. Kaufman immediately pressured. Kaufman's going to get sacked. He's brought down again here in the second half. It has been nothing but struggles. Cash Flores with the sack, and it'll be turnover on downs.
Now you just put yourself in a situation where you need your defense to come up big. You need a pick six. You need a scoop and score. You need a sack, fumble. You need something right here to get this ball back or have your defense put the ball in the end zone.
Well, here's the thing. You know they're going to run the ball.
Oh, yeah.
So you stack the box and you play run-stop defense the best you possibly can.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be an inside run, but you play for the run.
And you're ripping. You're ripping the ball out.
Yeah,
Every chance you get, you need the ball. You need the ball back. And they got the Wildcats. So what are they going to do? He's not throwing this ball. He's running it.
Gregory on an outside run. Gregory trying to beat Hernandez, and Hernandez gets him down, and he stays in bounds, but keeps the clock ticking.
The spots are – this referee's got him behind the line of scrimmage. This referee's got him in front of the line of scrimmage. Are you seeing that, or is it my vision?
Yeah, they were a yard off to start off, but now they've got a 1-yard gain for Gregory. He did stay in bounds, and the clock is ticking. And now you've got Bryant and Gregory in the backfield. Now just Gregory. Bryant goes in motion, goes to the right side of that offensive line. A little bit of movement on the defensive front. And there's only 3 seconds left on the play clock. And they get it off with a second to spare. Gregory goes right up the middle, and he's brought down for a gain of about 3 or 4 on the carry, and that sets up 3rd and 5. The Connally Cadet defense has to get a stop here. They cannot allow a first down.
I mean, I understand the fact that you can't go into the tackle looking to just pull the ball out. You got to go into the tackle to make the tackle, but anything popping loose would help you. Right here, you need the ball because a punt is going to pin you back deep because you know China Springs going to punt if they don't get this first down. But if they get this first down, it's going to be really hard to get this game. They might salt it away.
3rd and 5, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper. It's Hale on the Wildcat. It was an option run. He got enough for a first down, gain of about 7. Put his nose down and just burrowed his way through that defensive line. Good push from the offense. And that sets up a new set of downs with 4:05 remaining. And Connally's only got 2 timeouts to work with.
And once again, they're going with another Wildcat set here. They've got
it's Hale,
Jackson Bryant.
Yeah, Bryant.
Hale, and they've got Gregory in the backfield.
3 minutes, 48 seconds, and ticking. Hale will receive the snap. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to put his head down, and he is going to burrow forward for about 8 yards on that carry. I don't understand why you don't have in the box loaded up to stop the Wildcat run.
Every single time they've got in the Wildcat, they have not thrown the ball. So you just crowd the ball. At this point, I don't think it really matters.
I mean, I'm leaving the 2 wide receivers on the outside. I'm not even defending the quarterback at the bottom of your screen.
Yeah.
Jam Vincent doesn't need to be on the quarterback.
No, he doesn't. Or cheat him in and just have him shoot in.
Right.
You know, because if he's standing out here, he's not making a tackle. He's just standing out here.
And there's Gregory on the outside. He is going to lose yards here. Good play. And that is going to be Jalen Davis on the stop. Called his name a couple times here tonight. And now under 3 minutes to play ball game. If the China Spring Cougars get this 3rd down conversion, it's going to be extremely difficult to stop from here with only 2 timeouts left.
And once again, the Achilles heel of this China Spring defense is stopping the run, even when you know it's coming.
Now you've got the quarterback back there, Knapp, along with Gregory. And it's going to be Knapp to keep it himself. He goes to the outside on the right. He dives forward very close to the first down marker, and he's going to be about half a yard short on fourth. That defense can bow up right here. They're going to call timeout. They're going to get the right personnel out there, and we'll be right back to see the exciting finish to this one. That was a 2-minute warning stoppage, not a timeout, so Connally will keep both their 2 timeouts that they have left following this fourth down play. Now, Connally can get a stop here, turnover on downs, and I would commit fully to stopping the run. If they beat you on a pass, their quarterback's not even out there. Knapp is on the sideline. You go fully commit, all 11 guys in the box to stop this run. Goal line stand, essentially,
Stack
4th
'em.
and inches.
Stack them, all 11 in the box.
It's Hale. Hale's going to take the snap, and I don't know if he got enough.
They stopped him.
He's going to be short.
That's
He's
Connally's ball.
A yard behind the line of scrimmage is where they're going to mark it, and it's going to be the Connally Cadet football.
They stopped him. Yeah. My man Daniel Hancock called it first. They stopped him. Now they got to go. They got 155.
155 remaining. You got 2 timeouts. The defense made the stop they needed to make in this district opener against the China Spring Cougars. It's a turnover on downs, and with less than 2 minutes to play, the Connally Cadets trail by 8, 28-20.
You need precise decisions. If you're gonna put the ball in your quarterback's hands, he's got to make a decision if he's running or he's throwing or he's handing it off. He can't be back there thinking about it. He's got to go. He's got to trust his athletic ability. The young man can't run with the ball, but he's got weapons all around him. Coaches got to put him in a situation where he can just get the ball to the playmakers, and they got to get out of bounds and save the clock.
4 wide receiver set, C.J. Evans in motion, and now Kaufman back to pass. He is pressured immediately, flips it out to C.J. Evans, and Evans maybe gets a yard at most on that play, but it was breaking down pretty quickly. Kaufman tried to go through his progressions. Nothing really there, just found the dump off and was able to stop the clock. So not a bad play there for this Connally Cadet offense. 1:46 remains.
This would be a good time for that reverse pass that they ran earlier in the season.
They've got 2 timeouts, and they can stop the clock with going down the middle of the field. They don't necessarily need to work the sidelines quite yet. Kaufman back to pass. Kaufman finds a man, and he goes down on a low pass. Ty Brown, and his knee was down when he caught the ball, so it really does nothing for you there. Almost would prefer an incomplete pass now that you're working against the clock. 1:30 and ticking. Can't complete that pass. If it's going to be a low one, you just bat it down. Screen pass is open, and another low pass. Braden Ford can't get under it. And Caden Kaufman has just been a yard or 2 short to his wide receivers or the intended target in just about every throw tonight. 1:19 remains. You've got 2 timeouts, but it's 4th and 8.
They need 8 yards to keep this game going.
And they need 8 points to keep this game alive as well. Magic number is 8.
8.
Kaufman, shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers set, man in motion. It is Ford. Ford going to help block. Extra protection. Down the field, it's intercepted. And it's Hale again, his second pick. He knees it out. And that is going to do it. 3 interception night for the senior quarterback. And the Connally Cadets look like they're going to fall to 0-1 to start district season off to the China Spring Cougars.
Number 8 intercepted that ball.
And number 8 intercepted the ball when you needed 8 points to tie this game, and you needed 8 yards to extend the drive.
Yep.
Do you believe in coincidences?
I don't. I mean, I don't know. At this point, I don't know, Tanner. I don't know.
But it looks like the Cougars, I mean, they get a first down, this game is over.
They could almost kneel it out.
And there's going to be one more timeout called for China Spring. Make sure that they get the right personnel out there. They get the right play call that they like. Connally still has 2 timeouts remaining, and I'm sure they will use them immediately after this play is ran. Let's go ahead, take a quick timeout. We'll be back with them.
That's another Cadet touchdown, brought to you by View Homes Waco. Now building in Robinson and Lorena, these beautiful, energy-efficient homes offer modern designs, open floor plans, and family-friendly prices, all from a builder you can trust. Don't miss your chance to find your perfect fit close to home. Call 254-602-4737 to learn more. View Homes Waco, building life's greatest view.
All right, 1st and 10, and the Connally Cadets desperately need a turnover, something to go their way. They've got 2 timeouts and 1:10 left to play. Bobbled snap, but Gregory gets it in the backfield. Daniel Hancock along with Camden Durant.
He's down.
And now Hancock's slow to get up. He is going to get up on his own power.
I think most of Hancock's issues right now is just fatigue, man. That young man is giving it all. I don't think he left the field hardly ever tonight, you know. He gives it his all every night.
Yeah, and a timeout called with 1:05 left. Again, Connally is forcing the Cougars to at least run a play, which is smart to do because they could fumble. You could come up with a big play.
Strip.
You know, and this game not quite over yet. There is a sliver of hope for the Connally Cadets.
You get a strip fumble, run it back. I mean, there are things that could happen.
I mean, we saw the exchange on the handoff was a little
it was a little
sloppy.
shaky there because you don't have a true quarterback. That's your best wide receiver or safeties, you know, at quarterback.
Ryan Hale is going to keep it himself, and he is going to run forward and dive to get about 5 yards on the carry, and it sets up 3rd down. Another timeout is going to be used by Coach Garrick to stop the clock at 59 seconds.
I mean, I will say this. If this is the China Spring offense, Ed, I don't know how far they're going to go with it. It worked tonight because they just happened to catch Connally, you know, in a time when it worked. But if this is what you put out there on tape, other teams are going to be able to stop that. But the Connally Cadet defense, it's a little bit better than what we've seen, but it's still not where they need to be if they're going to compete in this district.
Now, if they get a stop here and China Spring will have to run one more play on 4th down or pooch punt, whichever they decide to do, they'll probably go for it on 4th down, and Connally gets that stop. They'll probably have around 30 to 20 seconds left on the clock to get their offense back out there, but they have to make the stop. Hale moves behind his shoulder pads, dives forward, gets another about 5 yards, and that's 4th and 3 coming up. And again, they're going to have to snap this ball with about 15 seconds left. And if Connally can get a stop, they might get one or two plays on offense to try to tie this thing up. But they have to stop them here on 4th and 3. 1st down ends the game.
Why not run that? I mean, I've been calling for it here late in the game. Why not run that halfback double pass trickeration thing that they did? You know, I patented that. You've used it twice, so I'm looking, you know, for you to hit my cash app.
All right, I'll hit you up after this one.
Trickeration. You know that's my word.
You're not gonna want to cash that check for a couple weeks, though.
You gonna post date it?
Just letting you know.
You can't. You can't post date stuff no more, man.
All right. Well, that is with 8 seconds left. The China Spring Cougars, they call a timeout, and they will run one more play on 4th and 3. And if they don't convert, the time will stop, and Connally will get one last play to throw a Hail Mary, try to win or get this thing into overtime. They'll still not only need the Hail Mary, they'll need the 2-point conversion on top of it.
That's right.
To try to extend this thing into overtime. So the game would just not be over, but that doesn't mean that Connally wins this game.
The fifth quarter. That's just getting to the fifth quarter.
Yeah, then we get free football after that. But
that's right.
Again,
bonus ball.
A lot has to happen to get us to that point. See, there we go. Now 11 seconds. I was like, my math wasn't that far off. 11 seconds.
But it all hinges on this play right here.
Have to get the stop, and it is Knapp at quarterback, and it is Gregory at running back, and a man in motion across the side. It's the tight end to the right side of the line, and a quarterback option. He waltzes easily for a first down. He's brought down, and that is the game. That's going to do it. And the Connally Cadets are going to start district playoff 0-1. The China Spring Cougars 1-0, and they get their second win after losing 4 straight going into the bye week into district season.
And your final score tonight, the China Spring Cougars 28.
And that is going to do it. We'll go ahead and take our final break, and we'll go into our post-game show. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, I'm Dana Hassel, President and CEO of American Bank. Waco is a great place for business, and for more than 70 years, American Bank has been the bank for business. We continue to invest in our growing community with state-of-the-art branches conveniently located to serve you within minutes. Our experienced bankers, lenders, and decision makers work directly with business owners like you every day, providing tailored solutions, timely answers, and local insights face-to-face. Schedule a meeting with one of our bankers today and find out what makes American Bank the bank for your business. Member FDIC.
Texas Contracting Solutions is the premier name in Central Texas for select remodels and new construction efforts. With an extremely talented team, Texas Contracting Solutions can review your next project. With evolving landscape of real estate in Waco, whether you're looking to fix up your home before putting it on the market, looking to remodel a space in your home or business, grace towards helping you understand as we do. Contact Texas Contracting Solutions today for your next project. Texas Contract Solutions, or email Mark at texascontractingsolutions.com or call him 254-424-1734.
Pizza, burgers, and Bears football. There's no place around Waco that serves them all other than Bubba's 33. Come show your green and gold and enjoy some of Waco's best food and beverages while watching your favorite team, the Bears. When real Bears fans get hungry, Bubba's 33 is the #1 spot for ice-cold drinks, hand-stretched, stone-baked pizzas, and bacon-infused burgers. Join us for indoor or patio dining. Bubba's 33, Waco's restaurant and proud supporter of Baylor Bears football. Sick 'em, Bears.
At Texas State Technical College, we believe when you invest in your future, you deserve results. That's why we're proud to offer our money-back guarantee program, where if you don't receive a job offer within 6 months after graduating, we'll refund your tuition. Now that's peace of mind. Visit tstc.edu for all the details. Texas State Technical College, home of the money-back guarantee.
This Connally Cadets broadcast on 107.9 The Bull and 365 Sports is presented by American Bank, Texas Contracting Solutions, Texas State Technical College, Bubba's 33, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, Baylor Scott & White, Southwest Sports Medicine, and the Connally Athletic Booster Club.
Hi, I'm Dana Hassel, President and CEO of American Bank. Waco is a great place for business, and for more than 70 years.
And welcome to the post-game show presented to you by Texas State Technical College, home of the money-back guarantee. I'm Tanner Carlson. That is D. Brown, and the Connally Cadets start district play off with a loss to China Spring, 28-20. And it was the one of the opening plays of the fourth quarter. It was a Gregory 20-yard touchdown run that got China Spring the 28-20 lead early in the fourth. And from that point on, it was just hold on to this lead and don't let Connally score. A couple of turnover on downs, and an interception in the fourth quarter for the Connally Cadets. And they just couldn't get the points needed. This game, the defense, I thought, held their own in the first half. They allowed 21 points in the second half. However, the Connally Cadet offense didn't help them out too much, as they had 13 points in the first half, but they only had 7 in the second half of play. And so it's kind of a tale of two halves. You and I, D, we talked about that a little bit as well, the inconsistency of this team and just not playing complementary football.
They really did. I like the changes that the coaching staff attempted to make, but the execution just was not there. We could see some tweaks, and also I think they kind of got away from some things a little too quick. Early in that first half, you saw Jam Vincent go in at quarterback. Now, was that part of the change, or was there a situation with Kaufman and they just had to throw him in there real quick? Who knows?
Unfortunately, we only saw that happen once or twice.
That's what I'm saying.
And it would have been nice to see
that play out and make that China Spring defense kind of, hey, what we're doing here? Because if you want Kaufman to run with the ball, for that offense to work the way they wanted it to work, you had to have a quarterback that had to be effective runner. Had to be an effective runner, and I don't think they did that.
Well, we also saw in the first half when they were having success that they had all sorts of new formations that we hadn't seen all season long. They had Daniel Hancock lined up outside as a lead blocker multiple times on whether or not they were using it as a decoy, whether or not they were using him as the actual lead blocker to help get C.J. Evans into the end zone. But regardless, we didn't see that in the second half of play.
No.
It was just gone. Yeah, and so I don't know if they thought they were getting too cute in the first half, but you were leading in the first half. So whatever was working in the first half, you really should have gotten away from it. It felt like they got away from their game plan a little bit tonight in the second half.
I don't know. Is it nerves? Is it what you saw out of your team? One thing I can honestly say is I really feel like the coaching staff, and I'm going through Coach Garrick. I really feel like they have their finger on the pulse of this team. They know this team. I speak with Coach Garrick a lot, one-on-one. I know what he feels, and I know how his staff feels about this team. So I know they know the pulse. I don't know if they were feeling something, reading something, and thought, hey, maybe the kids aren't comfortable enough with this. Let's go back to what we know. I don't know. But what I saw, the potential was there. I think they got away from it a little too quick, and they didn't continue to push it to try to execute
and maybe because I think that the first 2 interceptions of the night definitely fell on the fact of the players they didn't know what read to make on running the routes, or they stopped up early, or they got in the way of each other, and neither one of them attacked the ball, and the safety was the only one that had a chance at catching it. And so
he caught it 3 times.
We had a couple of opportunities that were missed because of that. And so I'm curious to see if that was the halftime adjustment of, well, let's get away from this new offense that we're trying to run, and instead let's go back to, like what you said, a little bit something more with what we're comfortable with.
But, in a situation like this, you have to look at the fact that they didn't just start doing this 5 days ago, 8 days ago. They had an off week. They were able to heal some people. They were able to work on this and work on themselves and work on the China Spring scheme. Now, I know China Spring probably came out here and did some things a little bit different, but from what I've seen of China Spring, they pretty much did exactly what they were supposed to do. They run the ball more than they throw the ball, and they're quick on defense. So they did what they were supposed to do. I didn't see any wrinkles in that, but I think Connally probably should have stuck with what they were planning to do a little bit longer to see if it was going to come through. And like you said earlier, Tanner, I think they just gave up on that new game plan a little too quick.
All right, when I read this next spot, I want you thinking of the next Connally Cadets player of the game. It's sponsored by Marco's Pizza, the fastest-growing pizza brand in America, with 5 locations in Waco, including Hewitt, and Woodway. Marco's Pizza, pizza lovers, get it. Do you have the Marco's Pizza player of the game?
Yes, I do. The punter.
Alan Martinez-Tellez?
Tellez flipped the field every opportunity that he had.
Hey, well, let's give it to him.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
That young man, he had pressure in his face all night, and he put the ball down the field every time. Could have got a couple of them blocked, and he stepped out, and he put the ball down the field. I say we give it to Tellez.
Sometimes the best defense is just having good field position.
That's right.
And he put the defense in good field position,
That's
and the
right.
defense came out and played their best game tonight.
That's right.
We'll give it to the punter. Alan Martinez-Tellez is your Marco's Pizza Connally Cadets player of the game. Well, the Connally Cadets are going to start their season off 0-1 in district play, 28-20 loss to the China Spring Cougars. Next week, we'll be on the road at Robinson, and the Rockets was in a tight game this evening. Let's see if we can get a quick update on that game. Robinson wins over Lorena 53-29. It's going to be it was 25-22 at halftime.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
So it'll be interesting to see the Robinson Rockets, as they will more than likely now be the favorites to win this district. Them and La Vega will be the top two teams after La Vega beats Gatesville. Gatesville was the only undefeated team remaining in this district. They lose their district opener, and they will start their season off 0-1 in district play. La Vega 24, Gatesville 7. Also, and that will be the three district games. So you had China Spring 28, Waco Connally 20, Lorena 29, Robinson 53, and then La Vega 24 with Gatesville 7. And so the Robinson Rockets and the La Vega Pirates, along with the China Spring Cougars, are the three teams that come away with wins in district play. Everybody else starting off their district season one game behind the 8 ball. For D. Brown, I'm Tanner Carlson. We thank you, and we will see you next week at Robinson.
Baylor Scott and White, Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, the team physicians for Baylor Athletics, specializing in diagnosing and treatment of any and all sport-related injuries. Celebrating over 2 decades of service to Central Texas, they tackle all surgical and non-surgical problems that arise from an active lifestyle. Trust the doctors that Baylor trusts. And when injuries sideline you, don't wait for Monday. Join us at 8:30 on Saturday morning for a post-game injury evaluation clinic. Baylor Scott and White, Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. We get you back in the game.
At Texas State Technical College, we believe when you invest in your future, you deserve results. That's why we're proud to offer our money-back guarantee program, where if you don't receive a job offer within 6 months after graduating, we'll refund your tuition. Now that's peace of mind. Visit tstc.edu for all the details. Texas State Technical College, home of the money-back guarantee.
At Casa Olay, we're proud to celebrate serving our guests delicious Tex-Mex specialties since 1973. We've been committed to quality and fresh ingredients used in the daily preparation of our menu items. Celebrate with us as we enjoy appetizers, Tex-Mex favorites, enchiladas, burritos, and tacos. You can order online or pick up your favorites at Casa Olay. Takeout, delivery, catering, or enjoy the atmosphere of Casa Olay, serving delicious Mexican food for over 50 years. 725 North Loop 340 in Belmead, or at CasaOlay.com.
Hi, I'm Dana Hassel, President and CEO of American Bank. Waco is a great place for business, and for more than 70 years, American Bank has been the bank for business. We continue to invest in our growing community with state-of-the-art branches conveniently located to serve you within minutes. Our experienced bankers, lenders, and decision makers work directly with business owners like you every day, providing tailored solutions, timely answers, and local insights face-to-face. Schedule a meeting with one of our bankers today and find out what makes American Bank the bank for your business. Member FDIC.
Remember when you had a guy, someone who could fix anything? They're still out there at Batteries Plus. With their quick solutions and expert advice on batteries, key fobs, and phone repair, Batteries Plus will have you in and out and on your way in no time. Batteries Plus, the experts in charge. This is Connally Cadets Football. Here's Tanner Carlson and D. Brown.
There are 26 letters in the alphabet, over 600,000 words in the dictionary, and just 3 of them said together can change everything. Let's order pizza. Those 3 words lead to dough made from scratch and 3 fresh signature cheeses that blanket golden crust in a heavenly melt on Marco's Pizza that'll blow your mind. So visit marcos.com to order and stop by Marco's Pizza in Belmead, China Spring, Woodway, and in Robinson. Marco's. Pizza lovers get it.
Hi, I'm Dana Hassel, President and CEO of American Bank. Waco is a great place for business, and for more than 70 years, American Bank has been the bank for business. We continue to invest in our growing community with state-of-the-art branches conveniently located to serve you within minutes. Our experienced bankers, lenders, and decision makers work directly with business owners like you every day, providing tailored solutions, timely answers, and local insights face-to-face. Schedule a meeting with one of our bankers today and find out what makes American Bank the bank for your business. Member FDIC.
In Texas, there's pea-size hail and baseball-size hail. Guess which one hit our house? We didn't even know where to begin, but we called our Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent, and he was so reassuring. He knew exactly what to do to get our house back into shape and our lives back to normal. Now, we're even more thankful for the roof over our heads.
Stop by and see our agents at one of our 3 McLennan County locations.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by...
At Sturdy Steel, we build more than grandstands and press boxes. We build the spaces where communities come together. Based in Texas and serving communities nationwide, we're proud of our reputation for dependable, high-quality work and strong client relationships that stand the test of time. From concept to installation, our team of skilled drafters, welders, and installers takes pride in delivering seating solutions designed to last. With a focus on dependability, transparency, and service, we are here to make the unique needs of architects, contractors, schools, and venues across the country. We ensure every project is seamless, sturdy, and ready for generations of fans to enjoy. That's Sturdy Steel. This is Connally Cadets Football. Here's Tanner Carlson and Dee Brown.
Hi, I'm Mark Stewart with Berg Colgan Ford. It's that time of year. It's football season. Berg Colgan Ford is a proud supporter of Connally High School football. BK Ford is proud to sell the #1 truck in Texas, the F-Series truck, led by our leading rusher, the F-150, 47 years in a row. Come see the largest showroom in Texas and experience better at Berg Colgan Ford.
Touchdown for the holidays with First Central Credit Union. This is Joe Betsy Tyler reminding you to use the equity in your home to get your place holiday ready. Tackle debt consolidation or score a big ticket item. It's the perfect play for a festive homecoming. Apply online at firstcentralcu.com and kick off your winning season. Everything we do for you.
Some restrictions apply. Equal housing lender. Member NCUA.
Pizza, burgers, and Bears football. There's no place around Waco that serves them all other than Bubba's 33. Come show your green and gold and enjoy some of Waco's best food and beverages while watching your favorite team, the Bears. When real Bears fans get hungry, Bubba's 33 is the #1 spot for ice-cold drinks, hand-stretched, stone-baked pizzas, and bacon-infused burgers. Join us for indoor or patio dining. Bubba's 33, Waco's restaurant and proud supporter of Baylor Bears football. Sick 'em, Bears.
At Casa Olé, we're proud to celebrate serving our guests delicious Tex-Mex specialties since 1973. We've been committed to quality and fresh ingredients used in the daily preparation of our menu items. Celebrate with us as we enjoy appetizers, Tex-Mex favorites, enchiladas, burritos, and tacos. You can order online or pick up your favorites at Casa Olé. Takeout, delivery, catering, or enjoy the atmosphere of Casa Olé, serving delicious Mexican food for over 50 years. 725 North Loop 340 in Belmead, or at CasaOlé.com.
This Connally Cadets broadcast on 107.9 The Bull and 365 Sports is presented by American Bank, Texas Contracting Solutions, Texas State Technical College, Bubba's 33, Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, Baylor Scott & White, Southwest Sports Medicine, and the Connally Athletic Booster Club.